You took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Athletes know how important it is to stay hydrated. But did you know there are other ways to hydrate besides just drinking water? In fact, milk is a great hydration option because it actually contains water, as well as electrolytes that are lost when your body sweats. So consider taking milk along with you to your next game or competition and enjoy the taste of greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You train, you sweat, you practice, you go for the gold, you give 110%, but most of all, you aim for greatness. And milk is the performance enhancer that can help get you to your goal. Trusted by athletes and backed by science, there's a healthy helping of greatness in every refreshing glass of milk. So let nature's original sports drink help quench your thirst for greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Good evening and welcome to Shelley High School in Shelley, Idaho for tonight's exciting playoff matchup between the Shelley Russets and the Preston Indians. My name is Tim Belknap along with Matt Kelly, play-by-play commentators tonight for IdahoSports.com. This is an IdahoSports.com game stream production of the 2021 Idaho State Football Tournament. Tournament coverage provided by the Idaho Division of Public Health, your local Toyota dealer, Valley-wide Co-op, and country stores, and Project Filter. Stop smoking, start living. A great matchup tonight between two 6-3 teams. Shelley able to pull off the win when these two teams met earlier this year. They're lining up now for the kickoff as the Shelley Russets will kick off to the Preston Indians. The Indians trying to certainly make their mark and strike early with this opportunity to make sure that this game is something that they stay a part of. And they take that ball, they're going to bring it out to the 28-yard line. And so Preston will have the opportunity to set up the ball and run their offense. You know they're going to be coming out hard. You know they're going to be coming out ready to strike for some pay dirt here and make sure that Shelley forgets about the last meeting, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. This is premier Idaho football right here. At the 4A level, Shelley, obviously a little bit newer to the 4A level. You know, it's been almost 5-6 years. And Preston, a powerhouse to be sure.
Absolutely. Preston always in there. Preston making a quick pass out, and it's read well by the Russets. That's the Russets Tegan Almond making the play on the Indians. Ashton Madsen just read that play exceptionally well. And so Shelley wanting to prove that they're not going to get anything over on them as they read that well from the cornerback position. The Indians quarterback tonight will be Brecker Knapp. He's led the team. Low snap to Brecker. He hands it off up the middle. He's going to go off tackle and get a great gain. He looks close to the first down mark. That's going to be Charles Iverson, their premier senior running back. He's been the force behind their running play this year, and he gets that first down as he moves the chains, and they spot the ball real close to the, I'm going to call it the 37-yard line. I guess it is what I call it, or what the video screen shows. One of the two. Another handoff up the middle. Iverson's going to power through. He is having a night. Boy, that is a great running back. Shelley's going to have to make sure that they plug that hole at nose tackle. Maybe a linebacker come in there, help out that nose tackle, because he is a tough guy to bring down. He met resistance after 2-3 yards and still picked up 9 yards on that carry.
Yeah, it's interesting to me, Tim. You know, like, you can be the biggest guy on the line and for some reason just a little bit timid to start the game, and we'll see this change.
Couple of low snaps. Preston able to pick it up. They gets the pass off. The fumble on the end of the play looks to be recovered by the Russets. We'll see if they call that a downed ball before the fumble. You know, the officials are going to discuss it, and they now indicate that it was down prior to the fumble. So ground-caused fumble. It's not going to count to the Russets' favor, much to their chagrin. But the Preston Indians keeping this drive alive. They're marching off, pounding off yardage, having a great time so far, doing exactly what we talked about as Tate Hess took that reception and picked up a first down. Now another handoff up the middle to Iverson. Iverson pounds forward. He's going to pick up, I'm going to say that's real close to a 6-yard gain. Iverson, impressive tonight. He is absolutely keeping this game alive because he's got, and they're sending him right up the middle. The old, I think you call it best, smash mouth football. And he's pounding it up the middle, which is opening up that passing game that they got shut down the first play of the game. Absolutely got shut down. And now it is working to their favor because they've got Iverson opening that up. They're just going to give it to Iverson again, see if he can pull the first down, and he does. Well, actually, the officials spot it maybe an inch or two short, not much. Close, far enough away. They're not going to measure it, I don't think. And now they indicate that they will. That's going to be close, but I do believe he's short, Matt, by literally just a few inches, nothing more. Yeah, so Iverson, the difference so far.
I think it's a good call here for the refs to come measure this, make sure it's accurate. You know, it's playoff season.
I was going to say, it's a state playoffs. You do not leave anything to chance. The officials doing a wise job there, and they are going to be about 4 inches short. So, easy to call. I'm not a coach. I'm a broadcaster, but here's what's going to happen. They give the ball to Iverson. He's going to go up the middle and pick up those 4 inches because he picks up 4 or 5 yards. He's shot. So far, anyway.
Sounds like a good call to me, Tim.
Well, we'll see how good it is. You know my track record, Matt. You've worked with me all season. Not so good. Quarterback or a Wildcat. They're not going to go to William or to Iverson. Trying to see who that is. That was a great call as he took it from the Wildcat, Emery Thorson, and he takes the ball all the way down to the 30-yard line. I believe that's where they're going to spot it, the 30 or the 20. Let's see where that spot's at. It's actually, I got the scorekeeper right here. It's on the 27. Bless her heart, she's keeping me honest. So Preston with a 1st and 10 at the 27, looking to drive it in and score here as they give it to Iverson. Shelley collapsing on Iverson. A great job there by the Russets as they finally pick him up and only give him maybe a yard or 2 on the play. That's number 63, Chaz Peterson, leading the tacklers for the Russets. Doing a great job. But it took 3 tacklers to bring Iverson down. That's got to tell you something, Matt.
Yeah, I think Shelley's learning here, though. They're picking up the cues and what it means when Iverson gets the ball, and they're figuring out how to stop it.
Well, here's the question. Are they going to try passing it now? They take the snap, make the throw. They do get the pass, and the pass is complete, but it's probably a gain of 7 as Shelley makes the contact immediately, brings him down. But a great pass from Knapp. I'm trying to see who his receiver was. Tyler Lindhart. Lindhart just brings it in. They now say it was a gain of 7, so it'll be 3rd and 3. But exactly what that running game does is opens up that pass. And
you called it, Tim.
All right, Knapp is going to send Iverson to the line as a receiver. It's not Knapp. They're going to send Thorson in there. And a bobble at the line, and that's going to be retained by Thorson. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think it was a fumble, and Thorson grabbed it. Wise on his part, but now that's going to set up a 4th and 4 as they lost about 1.5 yards. Long 4, in fact. And interesting enough, this is going to make it harder because you have to go for it. But you know that Shelley's coming in hard. They do. Thorson with the throw. It's tipped at the line. It'll fall incomplete. That'll be a turnover on down. Shelley will get the ball. So Shelley's defense steps up when they need to. And Preston filling and maybe licking their wounds just a tad bit because that is not what that whole series was about. They were looking to be real strong and just not happening.
Yeah, some people would have called for a kick there, but I think Preston really just wants to make a statement here in the first drive, just put some points on the board, and sadly they weren't able to make that happen.
All right, the Shelley team we've called a couple of times now. Matt Brucker-Williams in at quarterback. He's a sophomore. A great night. They send it up the middle, and it's met immediately. That's Riker Klinger. We called his name just a couple of times last week, I think 10 or 12 million. I don't know. It seems like I was always calling Klinger on the carry. He had a great night. Great night. He and Williams both really brought Shelley back into that Skyline game. And if they'd have had the PATs, would have tied it and then gone into overtime. Didn't, so they fell, but great game. I was very impressed as they give it to Klinger on a sweep. Red in the backfield, a fumble on the play, but they're going to call it down by ground. But, wow, you know who was in on that tackle for the Preston Indians? Mr. Utility himself, Charles Iverson.
Charles Iverson.
So not only can he run the ball, he can read the ball, because that's a play he probably knows how to run in his offense. So trying to see where Iverson's playing, I believe a linebacker position. Looking to see where he's at on that line. Don't see him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's playing from a middle backer position. Wow, that was a great read from a middle linebacker spot to get out there into the left part of the field and make a play. And now 2 men in motion. They better get that set, and they're going to get a flag. They didn't. Great move. Williams takes the ball. He's going to roll around to the sideline. Doesn't see a receiver, so he's going to try and take it up, but he's pushed out of bounds very, very quickly. Limited gain back after that big loss. Colton Francis pushes him out of bounds. Williams trying to figure out how to make things work because now they have a 4th and literally no positive gain on that series of downs. And a loss of about 7. So Shelley not starting off in the category that they wanted. Maybe showing a little bit of nerves as they'll be kicking deeper now as a flag flies. That'll be an illegal substitution call against the Russets. They're going to take some more yards back because of how deep they are. That puts it in dangerous territory because that's going to set the ball at the 10-yard line. That means your punter is standing real close to the back of the end zone. Looks like he's going to play the short field and come closer to the front of the end zone. But, by goodness, as you're Shelley, you want this to get kicked and out of there quick. As they send somebody in, he gets a good squib kick, and it takes a Shelley bounce. They're going to field it. The Preston Indians field it real close to the 37-yard line. Great field position if you're a Preston Indian now. Shelley grateful that they didn't get pushed back any farther, but not what we expected to see out of Shelley coming into this game, and certainly not what the fan base here in Shelley Stadium. A great stadium full of a bunch of Shelley parents and supporters. Preston traveling well. The opposite side, see a number of fans there. Great night here in southeast Idaho as the Indians now they're going to pitch out to Thorson. Thorson's going to turn that corner, makes a good cut. He'll pick up 5 yards, maybe 6. He's having a good night so far, playing running back, playing quarterback, was in on some defense. It's one thing about these two schools. They are smaller 4A schools, although Shelley is really growing in size, but the kids play both ways. And on these bigger schools, like the games I was calling last night, you have an offense and a defense. You don't have both. All right, Knapp's going to take the ball. Looks like he's trying to run the option. He's going to kick it out he kicks it out to Iverson, who misses it on a lateral, and then it rolls out of bounds. I'm trying to see. Look, it was a lateral, but I think the official called that an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that's how I was wondering. I kind of saw it maybe go a little bit forward, but
Must have been, because that's exactly what they now call an incomplete pass, and that'll set up 3rd and 6, basically. So you saw it forward then.
Well, and I am also looking through a 2-inch LCD monitor on my camera. But
all right, mine's a little bit bigger than that. Just a little bit, in fact. But that was a surprising call. Now, Knapp's going to take the ball. Rolls on the right side. He looks for receiver. He finds one on the sideline. It's going to be caught for the first down. That's his money man. It's been working for him well tonight, Tyler Lindhart. And he'll pick up the first down as they spot the ball at the 26-yard line. And we'll look for a new set of downs for the Preston Indians. They're driving. They're picking up some great yardage. The offense working tonight for the Preston Indians. So if you're an Indian fan, we welcome you from wherever in the world you're watching. Hopefully it's next to a nice warm fire. All right, the Indians take it. They line up in the shotgun. They're going to hand it off to Thorson up the middle. Thorson's going to pound it through in that smash mouth football. And the Russets, I was trying to see who that was. I thought it was DeRoche for a minute. I was going to tell that story, but it's Skylar Robinson making the tackle. He had a great night last week when we had him as well, many tackles. But Thorson still able to pick up 5 yards on what should have been a 3-yard gain. So that extra 2 of his spinning and chopping steps with those strong legs, able to pick up. If you can get 5 yards on every carry, you're going to do a lot of good in this game tonight. All right, a pitch out to Thorson as he runs around the right side of the field. He'll pick up probably 3 yards on that carry, maybe, depending on where they spot him going out of bounds. Not 3 yards. They're probably going to give him less than a yard. He must have stepped out of bounds before they hit him, because he made a cut. Looks like he went up the field, but they're spotting right where he cut up the field, so he must have maybe cut just a little bit farther outside of the game than he wanted to. All right, the Indians now with a 3rd and 5 at the, I think that's probably the 26th. They're going to be throwing, and they get a good pass off. The receiver gets it. That's Thorson. He's powering down the field. He's going to get across the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. Thorson taking it into the end zone after the halfback pass, and just powers through, and the Preston Indians the first to light up the scoreboard tonight here at Shelley, Idaho. And you know the Shelley Russets not liking that, but the Preston Indians loving it. And we thought coming into this game we'd see a lot of action out of Iverson in that running back position. We have Thorson making his presence known as they line up for the extra point. Owen Pearson kicking the extra PAT. It's up and good. And so, starting this first quarter of play, it's Preston Indians 7, the Shelley Russets, with just about 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in this first quarter of play. It's been mainly the Preston Indians ball game so far. The Russets going to have to make some adjustments, show their offense what we've seen it. Frankly, give that ball to Klinger a little more. That's what we saw last week. We saw the quarterback, Williams, taking the ball. If I remember, he was the difference in that second half. Remember him taking that ball up the middle, pounding it?
Yeah, exactly, and I think it was the switch that they kind of needed at halftime.
Absolutely, that was the switch, and it could have been that they were reading the defense of the Scaling Grizzlies, who they were playing, and Preston probably watching our game film so that they knew what was coming, and maybe they shut that down, but they absolutely have to figure out how to do that Klinger-Williams combination again. Brecker Williams, only a sophomore. Very impressive in last week's game. For a quarterback, I saw him take some hits that I wouldn't want my running back to take, and he jumped up, just brushed it off. The Indians, they're coming into this game trying to make sure that they are known as a contender. They've always been a strong program down in Preston, and they're trying to make sure that everyone knows that they are this year in the football program. Ball is going to bounce out of bounds, and that'll be a flag. And they'll bring it out to the 35-yard line. It rolled out of bounds about the 25-yard line. So I doubt that the Russets will want them to re-kick that. They'll take the 35-yard field position. and that'll be a 1st and 10, a fresh set of downs, and a new game, if you will, for the Russets. They're down 7-0, but needing to get their offense going. And I think Coach Wells making sure that they know that this is the time. You don't get down more than 7 in a playoff game and hope to come back. All right, Williams passes out on the corner. He's going to get a receiver. That receiver looking to see who that is. That was a quick pass, but he'll pick up about 3 yards is all on that reception. That's Caden Kidman. We also heard his name a lot last week. Kidman having some great receptions. A couple of them broke wide open, so Kidman really capable of being the receiver. So we got Klinger, Kidman, and Williams. All of them who were impact players in the game last week. Trying to break out in this game, open this up, and get them back into an even keel with the Preston Indians. Klinger up the middle. He's going to dive forward. He'll pick up the first down by about inches, but he gets it, and that's the game I was telling you we needed and wanted to see. Klinger just pounding it up the middle. He lowers that head, and really, I don't know how he runs 8 yards with his whole body about, 12 inches off the ground, maybe?
Just floating along the ground there as he picked up.
It's amazing.
Make sure he got the first down.
Well, he did a good job of that, and that's the game we saw last week in that second half, and they'll want to have active as a Russet. The ball is going to be handoff, go off tackle. I didn't see who the ball carrier was. We'll look to see who it is. It looked like Williams. Nope. That's Josh Gill. Williams is out there blocking. Remember when I said he's taking hits that you don't want your quarterback to get? When you send your quarterback out to block for the ball carrier? Well, I guess they got a lot of confidence in the athletic ability of that young quarterback, Brecker Williams. He's going to line up in the shotgun, one back to his right. He'll roll to his right, looks downfield. He connects to a receiver. That receiver's going to be caught and brought down. But he's not brought down. He's a great dancer as he spun around a couple of times and kept going along the side, picks up an extra 5 yards, and then steps out of bounds. But that's going to give them a first down at the 37-yard line. And that's what Shelley was wanting to see. Positive yardage, eating it up. They're pounding it on the ground, getting some great passes, and what a great set of downs. So this is championship football in Southeast Idaho. Both teams moving the ball, both teams trying to make sure that everybody knows they should be here. 6-3, you never know. Klinger going to take the ball. He's going to hit the off guard tackle. There's a fumble on the play. Looking to see, the Indians seem to think they recovered it, and the Russets do recover that. The Russets, Caden Johnson coming up with that ball. Not sure if he took the ball on the handoff. Did you see, Matt?
Yeah, I didn't see on that one.
No gain, really, on the play. The officials leave now they move it a mere 6 inches. Not what you want, all right? So the Russets lining up in the shotgun. Williams again is going to throw to his corner, and they're going to call it a catch. The Indians thinking that he trapped it as the receiver comes back. That receiver, Hadley Carpenter. Carpenter had to plant, come back, caught it. Must have got his arms underneath the ball well enough before between him and the ground, and was able to pull that in. It'll be a gain of 7 on the play. It'll set up third. Well, a gain of 6. Spot the ball, not always the same. They're going to say he got 3 yards to set up a 4th and 1. So timeout as the Russets take a minute to try and figure out how they're going to pull this off. We'll take a minute to recognize our power boosters for tonight. Preston Indians power boosters they are the Preston Auto Parts and West Motor Company. For the Shelley Russets 21st Century Auto Sales, Bingham Memorial Orthopedic Institute, Idaho Ag Credit, Teton Auto Group, A&B Transmission, and Adrenaline Performance. And with that timeout, they fade into the end of the first quarter with the Preston Indians leading the Shelley Russets 7-0. And since it is a break on the quarter, Matt, why don't you recognize some of our fine commercial sponsors helping bring you this broadcast, making sure it's free and you're able to watch it wherever you are throughout the world.
Preston Auto Parts has been servicing you for over 20 years. Preston Auto Parts has been servicing the folks in Preston and the surrounding area with the best auto parts and customer service around. Preston Auto Parts is an independent CarQuest dealer and proudly supports Preston Athletics. Preston Auto Parts wants to wish the boys good luck in the state championship. Or I guess state championship road.
Yeah, the road to the state championship. All right, we'll come into the start of the second quarter. Shelley takes the ball. They're going to hand it off to Klinger. Klinger met at the line of scrimmage on a 4th and 1, and I don't think... I'm looking for the spot. This is going to be precariously close. Depends on where the officials say forward motion ended, and I think they'll bring the chains out, and that's exactly what they signal to do. Seconds, at least that I've called, probably twice this season where they thought it was close enough to bring the chains out, and now we have twice in this game. So it's going to be that kind of a night, Matt.
Yeah, and it's, like we said, it's playoffs.
All right, the officials say it is a first down for the Russets as they get that by the hair of their chinny chin chin, and it'll be a fresh set of downs. And they set that up at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Russets, and an opportunity for them to bring themselves back up to even keel with the Preston Indians. Preston Indians wanting to say no dice as they've shown some great strength, especially at that linebacking core. And Williams takes the ball. He's going to hand it off, not to Klinger, but it's to Kidman. Kidman pushes forward. He'll pick up a gain of, I think, about 8 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood. The official, I think, spotting it now at 8 yards. Takes the ball down to the 20-yard line. So at the 20, it's going to set up a 2nd and 3. Great position, good move. I think they've been going to Klinger, pound, and I think they decoyed that Klinger going off of the right tackle, and they handed it off to Kidman, off the left tackle, 8 yards. That's a good move. I think they call that decoy football, don't they?
Yep, and it's a tricky offensive maneuver that Shelley is known for.
Shelley, that play went under center. Now they're going to drop back into the shotgun. They're going to hand it off to Iverson. Iverson's going to be caught for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Well read by the Preston Indians. Looks like Rhett Larson getting in there behind the line, and they're going to lose 2 yards on that. It's going to set up a 3rd down. Well read. That defensive line, Larson trying to see what he plays. I think the defensive tackle position. Yep, that is. He's that defensive tackle, and he stayed home. Isn't that what you have to do as a tackle? You stay home, you don't get moved out of the way, and he plugged that hole. And not only plugged it, but he blew his man back and was able to make that tackle. Under the center, they're going to hand it off, come around the left side of the field. That's Kidman, another play, and he just keeps going as he spins. The Indians thought they had him down. He spun. The Indians wisely stayed on him, but he's going to go out of bounds, it looks like, about the 6-yard line. Now they spot it at the 6. Is that the 6 or the 11? Let me put the binoculars on it. I can tell you.
I think we've got a fresh set of downs. So yeah,
it's 11. Hard to see. We got a big post right here between me and the camera. But 1st and 10, and the Russet's going to take it. They're going to have the pitch out. Klinger's going to get it, roll around. He'll pick up probably, I'm going to guess, 5 yards on that carry. Didn't think he was going to get anything, and he cut up and got the 5-yard carry. Impressive running back. Both teams showing impressive running backs. Frankly, Iverson and Klinger here for Shelley, able to just chew up some yards. Exactly what you want out of that run game. So it's going to set up 2nd and 6. So he didn't get 5, just got 4. Williams under center again. He's going to pitch it to the other way with Klinger. Klinger's going to cut up just early, probably pick up an extra 5 yards. I don't think enough for the first, but I'm trying to tell. Yeah, just shy of the first. I think they spot that 3rd and 3 on that play. But certainly Klinger looking every bit the back we saw last week as he'd been taking that ball and run it. Now a big 3rd down, 3rd and 3, just shy of the goal line. They have to connect on this. And that was not, I think that was that Alphen that took that out of the Wildcat? Or was it was Williams? Nope, that was Alphen. Interesting, a Wildcat carry, Canyon Alphen took that snap. He went up the field. He did not get the first down. He's going to be a yard short, a yard and a half short, really, as that was not the result. I'm surprised. I'm wondering if Williams got hurt in that game last week, because they have not shown him taking that ball up the middle at all. And in that play, brought in a different quarterback to run that play. So now the Preston Indians wanting to think about that, so they'll call a timeout. We'll have a minute where we can continue to recognize our commercial sponsors.
U&I Furniture would like to wish the boys good luck in the tournament. The U is for Utah and the I is for Idaho. And we offer complete home furnishings, appliances, and flooring products that are up to date. And we commit to giving you the best buy at U&I. Go Indians!
I appreciate the public address announcer here letting everybody know that we are here and on the game. So grateful for the Shelley Russets and the entire crew here accommodating us, giving us an indoor venue as we get out of the cold a little bit, so we can take off our coats and get on all of our gear so we can call this game for you. All right, the Indians coming out of their huddle. You know that the Russets took this time to make sure on a 4th and I'm going to call it, it's really 4th and 2. Let's be honest here. You got to make sure you get it. But if they get the first down, they're just barely shy of the goal line. So that'll make it interesting. They're going to take it. Williams goes up. He's going to push up to center. It looks like real close to a touchdown. It is touchdown, Shelley. That was a, really interesting play as Williams handed the ball off to Klinger, and then Klinger going forward, and Williams just took his hand and his helmet and dove into the back of his running back and pushed him over the line. Not just the line of game, but the goal line, as the Russets now within a PAT point of tying up the game. And the Russets now with a PAT kick. It's up and good for the Russets. That's Junior Vega, the kicker for the Russets. And folks, after a quarter and a half of play, we now have a tied game. Exact same place we started. Just a little bit of offense in between. Shelley Russett 7, the Preston Indians 7, as the Russets will now kick off to the Indians, and the Indians will try to capitalize on another driving play. All right, folks. Excuse the dead mic. We're just trying to grab some of the stuff that we need, make sure we recognize. And, of course, you always lose what you need in the moment that you need it, because we have a dead air here. Looking for it. Hey, Matt, tell me what you think about what you've seen thus far.
Yeah, it's been a good game so far. I've really appreciated and really liked both offenses. You know, I'm like you mentioned, I'm a classic guy. I like the run-heavy offense. I like seeing just a headstrong running back just taking it straight into the pile and finding some yards.
Well, both teams doing that now as the Russets kick off. Deep kick. It looks like it'll probably go into the end zone, and now it does. They'll call that a touchback, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line as the Indians will have the opportunity to try and reestablish a lead. They certainly started off. They came into this game and just drove consistently downfield and were able to get a touchdown. Kind of had Shelley a little in shock, I think. I don't think Shelley expected that. I think they kind of expected to take over where they left off from the last game, and certainly made them. There we go, back here on the mic. A flag flying as that play develops, and I believe that flag's probably going to be a holding call, as the Indians actually did pick up a great play, picked up a first down, but all the players walking back well past the original huddle area and waiting for the official indication, but it probably will be a hold, and that is what he says now. It's a hold, so they'll mark off 10 yards from the spot of the foul. That was painful. You take a first down, a first down play that goes for a first down. That's really motivating to your team, and instead you get just the opposite. At 1st and 20 now.
Yeah, that's going to be something that both these teams here are going to have to tighten up as they go further into the playoffs. It's just there's no room for that here in championship season.
Well, there shouldn't be. Bottom line, shouldn't be. All right, the Indians now looking to make good on their position. Try to eat up a 20-yard, maybe 10 yards at a pop, as they're going to throw over into the flat. They'll pick up his favorite receiver as Knapp connects to Tyler Linhart. Linhart probably will get a 5-yard gain out of that. But when you're deep in your own territory, 5 yards on a 1st and 20 isn't enough. That sets up 2nd and 15 for the Preston Indians. Look for them on this play, I think, Matt, to go a little bit deeper. I don't know, I'm torn because they've had that Iverson running back as he sets up just off of the quarterback in shotgun position as Knapp now pointing out to his receivers where he sees some holes, trips to the top. He's going to look to those trips, makes connection with Thorson. Thorson using his body, he's going to pick up about 10 yards. Still going to leave him short of the first down, but a great, well-executed play as Knapp saw that the defender playing off about a 5-yard cushion, sent Thorson out. Thorson making the catch, spun, picked up another 5 yards. So, no, maybe not 5. Looks like now they're going to give him, I guess, 7, 8. So it'll set up 3rd and 7, long 7, really, as now Shelley's going to decide they want to talk about that. Rightfully so. If they can stop them here, then the momentum definitely inside, in favor, not inside, but in favor of the Shelley Russets. Here on the home field for the Russets, a great venue. Little cool, everybody out in coats and jackets. Nice, comfortable breeze here for us, wouldn't you say, Matt?
Yeah, and here we have we call it our central AC, and it's just a couple windows open here, but...
Back in the olden days, they called that 260. 2 windows open, 60 miles an hour. All right, the Russets discuss their defensive stand for this. You know the Indians are probably going to try and do what they just did on that last play. They need to eat up 8 yards. So they attempt to do so. All right, they're setting up. Knapp with one lone back. Of course, you know who that back is. Man in motion. Thorson coming across the middle. Knapp's going to take the ball. He rolls around the right side. He's going to throw it. It's tipped away by the Shelley defender at the line. That's a great play by Shelley's Cody Bowman. Bowman just tips it, falls short of a receiver who would have picked it up. Not sure if he'd had the first down, but he'd had a shot at it. And now instead of the first down, it's 4th and a long 8. And no doubt, they're deep in their own territory. They have to punt from this position.
Yeah, that was a really key stop for Shelley right there, and it was a really good defensive play right there.
Defensive play, well stated. Matt, always, you got it. Way with words. All right, the punt's going to get off. Going to be a wobbly, not a great punt, as they get really a Shelley bounce. Hits and bounces back about 3 yards. Shelley getting great field position out of that punt. Trying to see where the mark is. They're probably going to mark it about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that reminds me a lot of the previous punt, but Shelley going the other direction and giving Preston good field position.
Yeah, so Shelley loving what they're seeing so far out of this drive. Well on the side of, and it is at the 37, so well on the Preston Indian side. They'll pick up on a fresh set of downs. Williams under center. He's going to hand that off to Kidman. Kidman coming around the left side of the field. Going to hit the hole. He's taken off. He could go all the way. And the official spot is it's touchdown. Kidman into the end zone for the Shelley Russets. What a great play. One down for Kidman to take over. And he hit that seam. He was supposed, oh, shoot. Thought there was fireworks going off here. Thought somebody was shooting. You love the hometown fill for the Shelley Russets. That was a little startling, but great play. As Kidman came around, you thought he was going to go for the sweep. He saw the hole, cut up off tackle, took it 35 yards into the end zone, and now the Shelley kicker, I believe that's Vega, Junior Vega, good with a PA tip, a kick, and all of a sudden, what was looking to be the start of this game, a Preston game, is now a Shelley game. 14-7, Shelley Russets. We'll take just a minute during this break to recognize some of our other commercial sponsors. Idaho Ag Credit, they've financed farmers, ranchers, and those in the ag industry since 1934. Idaho Ag Credit is a leading cooperative for people involved in any aspect of agriculture. They offer easily accessible credit at low rates and local employees who understand agriculture. Whether you're buying a tractor, a farm, or needing an operating loan, call Idaho Ag Credit or stop by any of their offices with locations in Blackfoot, American Falls, Twin Falls, and Rexburg to serve your ag lending needs. Or visit www.idahoagcredit, that's IdahoAgCredit.com for more information. IdahoAgCredit.com. Idaho Ag Credit is proud to support all of the student athletes in tonight's game. All right, the Russets going to kick off. Come back. The receiver looks like he took the ball, was trying to catch it on this side of the end zone, but he makes the catch with his feet in the end zone, and of course they're going to bring it out. And nothing there, unfortunately, for the Indians. As you know, just by the way he caught that ball, he was wanting to bring it out. He thought he could kick it big.
Yeah, it's a rule that is a difference obviously between the next level of football, but it's there to protect them, and I agree with it.
Absolutely. I don't usually ever see that go well when they try to bring that out of the end zone. Low snap, back to Knapp. Bad fumble as he tries to hands it off. The Russets are going to pick it up, and they're taking it back. Brought down by Knapp, the quarterback, trying to see who that is. Looks like that ball was recovered by Braxton Fielding. Fielding wisely picks up the ball, heads for the end zone. He doesn't get there, but he gets down to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Trying to see where they spot it. Looks like the 8 yard line. It'll be first and goal. Shelley Russets. Wow, what a change of events. And that was literally that snap back to Knapp. I don't think it got more than a half an inch off the ground the whole way. He tried to pick it up and hand it off, and he just didn't have a good hand on it. Now Williams is going to hand it off again to Kidman. Kidman's going to take that same corner, and he's going to dance into the end zone. Touchdown, Shelley Russets. Kidman having his way with that left side of the field, and the Preston defense not knowing how to stop that young man. And this time I was almost ready for the fireworks when it went off. Good thing we've got the Shelley Police Department here keeping us protected. If you can hear that in the background, they're letting off fireworks. That's the fun thing about high school football. They do fun things like that. There's been a number of teams that I've played where they set off, I think it was Thunder Ridge, you were with me on that, where they set out like 5 minutes worth of fireworks on the first score. Shelley lining up. They needed another player to come in for the PAT kick as Junior Vega lines it up. He kicks. It's a low kick, but still through the uprights. And all of a sudden, that 7-0 score, 21 quick, unanswered points by the Shelley Russets as the Preston Indians kind of stunned. Frankly, I don't know of any other way to call it. Matt, do you?
Yeah, that's just quick turnaround for Shelley, and it's Kidman finding that corner. I think he really likes it. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well stated. He really likes it. I like that. Trying to get back into where I was. Continue with our sponsors. There we go. Trying to see one of our quick sponsors here. Cox's Honey. Cox's Honey Farm is a proud sponsor of Shelley Athletics, and they've been a mainstay in the community of Shelley for over 70 years. Cox's Creamed Honey is second to none in flavor, purity, and quality. Cox's Honey wishes the Shelley Russets good luck in tonight's game. All right, the Russets going to be able to kick off now as we look for, see if they can be able to bring it back. And no dice. It'll be a touchback. Shelley out there. I've got a young man that I do a little bit of work with. His little brother playing on the team for the Shelley Russets. Ray down there, number 34, is a sophomore getting into the kickoff team. So he's getting he'll varsity letter this year, and part of a championship run. You know, what a great thing to be able to do as a sophomore. As the Indians now trying to get back into this game, Knapp will go into the shotgun with double backs. He's going to hand it off to Thorson from the backfield. Thorson picking his way through. He's going to pound forward for a gain of 12 before he's brought down. What a great play. Brought down by Tegan Ullman for the Russets, but not after he picked up 12 yards.
Yeah, you got to wonder if, 21 unanswered really kind of, is lighting up this Preston offense here.
Well, it does two things. It either demoralizes you or makes you really angry, and you're going to play harder and better. And they're going to hand it off the middle, I believe, again to Thorson. Trying to see exactly what happened to Iverson. We haven't seen anything from him, and Thorson's been taking the majority of the snaps. I'm seeing that Iverson is in the backfield, so maybe they're just trying to alternate between the two, see who can get their power drives going first. All right, the Knapp going to line up again, back on either side, that power formation. He's somebody to throw to, and he's looking for Thorson. His pocket collapsing, and Thorson tripped and falls. Nobody there. The pass will fall incomplete. And that brings up a 3rd and 6 for Preston Indians, and you can see Knapp's frustration. He just kind of sat there and looked at Thorson. Thorson's like, dude, what do I fell down. It happened. So a big play here as we've got just under 6 minutes to play in the first half of this game, and all Shelley Russets this second quarter. And the Indians with the ball on a big 3rd down. Knapp will take the snap all around the left side of the field. He makes a throw, makes a connection. Trying to see who that connected to. That's number 11, Chevy Nelson, and did exactly what he had to do. Just enough for the first down before he steps out of bounds. So Nelson showing some heads-up play there. Whatever receiver's supposed to do, know where the first down marker is before you make your cut.
Yeah, I like that. I like the, get to the line and step out. It's quick and easy and
stops the clock.
Painless.
Gives you time. Yeah, 3 seconds off the clock. New set of downs for the Indians. They're going to hand it off Thorson. I believe that's Thorson. Trying to look and see. It is Thorson. He takes it up the middle. He'll pick up a gain of about 4. Yeah, I'm going to say 5 even, depending on where they spot that. I think it is 5. They'll put the ball at the 49-yard line and literally splits that down marker, so picks up 5 yards. 2nd and 5, and Preston now starting to move the ball. They've got it out to midfield. Maybe they feel a little bit better about themselves. Just over 5 minutes to go in this first half of play in Idaho State football playoffs here at Shelley High School. Preston now with possession. 2nd and 5. Man in motion comes across. They're going to give a quick handoff up to Iverson. He's going to pound it through. Iverson does what they pay him the big bucks to do. Gets the first down on a 6.5-yard gain. And they'll move the sticks. The Preston Indians now on the Russets side of the field. Feeling a little bit more comfortable and doing what they did in that first series of downs, frankly, Matt. They're pounding it out slowly, but they're pounding it out and getting the positive yardage.
Yeah, and I think it's just aside from that one stop that they had on offense, I think they've been moving very well.
Yeah, the score wouldn't show with the offensive, I think, movement that we've had is a fake, and then they pitch it out to Iverson. Iverson running that sideline, executed well. He's tight-roping it. He just picked up 6 yards and a ballet dance along the sidelines before he had to go out of bounds. That was very impressive for a great running back. He was sideways, tiptoeing, and picked up 6 more yards past the first down marker. But that'll give a new set of downs to the Preston Indians at about the 31-yard line. So just another 31 yards, they can get in and bring this score back to a touchdown differential going into halftime. That's exactly what they want. And now Preston out of the shotgun, a man in motion, Thorson in motion. They're going to give it off again to Iverson. Iverson hits that hole. Not exactly what he thought he was going to get, but a couple of yards. That's number 72, Hunter Hyam, leading the tacklers for Shelley. And they do get, I'm going to give him a 3-yard gain on that. Probably a long 2, but sets up a second down. But this is more the team that we saw coming out on that first offensive series of downs, Matt. All right, this is an interesting as Knapp goes a bare backfield. He's going naked and sets it up out of the shotgun. And now a timeout will be called by Shelley. They did not like what they saw. They were dropping into man-to-man coverage. Even their safety was brought up to the line. That's dangerous. So they're going to call a timeout and figure out how to best defend that lone backfield, as they had trips to the top of the screen and double receivers at the bottom of the screen. And Shelley trying to figure out who to send where. Oh, let's see if we can bring those recognition. We got one last Shelley sponsor. That's River Valley Dental. Dr. Hansen at River Valley Dental in Shelley has been serving patients for over 24 years. Dr. Hansen is now happy to welcome Russell, a Russet alum. I remember this young man playing, Dr. Tanner Hyam. That's right, Tanner Hyam, the former Shelley State golfer, to his practice. As we come back to play, now the Indians going to change the play up. They go out of the shotgun, but Iverson lines up and then goes into motion, trying to fake him out, and he goes the quick pass out to Thorson. Iverson making a big block. Thorson turning that corner, and with his speed and agility, makes a good cut, and then a flag flies. That's either going to be a face mask or a late hit, I'm afraid. Yeah, gist of where it's thrown.
That flag was thrown by the back judge there. He has a kind of just a 180 view on that.
A face mask, yeah. It's just about the only thing it could be where it was thrown, isn't it?
I think you're right.
And that hurts. The Shelley Russets feeling the pain of that one, as they're going to move the ball down to about the 13-yard line, if I'm correct, to get the whole Preston team in front of me so I can't see. But first and goal, I think the line of gain is going to be about 1.5 yards short of the goal line. Just trying to see where they set the chains. I guess about 3 yards short of the goal line. And it is at the 8 yards, so trying to see how that's the case. Should be first and goal. All right, Knapp takes the ball. He's going to run the option, kicks it out to Thorson. Thorson barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not going to be any gain there. Well read by the Russets, as they just kept that play and strung it along. Great tackle by Tommy Bradshaw. Tommy, a name we called a lot last week too. Got in on a lot of tackles. And they just pushed that. That was thanks to the defensive line, because literally they just kept that line. They didn't let anybody permeate the defensive end, contained. And I think the defensive end hit the quarterback, in fact. So that's what he optioned out. All right, Knapp now throws it. He's going to go for all the bananas. He doesn't get the catch, and it falls incomplete. The Preston Indians calling for pass interference, but no flag on the play, as that'll just be an incomplete pass. The Preston coach wanting to have some words with the official ignoring him, which is probably what you want to do as an official, Matt, right?
Yeah, it's all situational. You want to make sure he's having his voice heard, but not too much.
Yeah. All right. They line up now on a 3rd and 10. Knapp's going to take the snap. He's going to make the quick pass out to his receiver. His receiver's knocked out of bounds. Or was he? He was not knocked out of bounds. He kept going after the initial hit. He's going to pick up the first down. Great heads-up play by Chevy Nelson again. 2 big plays for the Preston Indians, where Nelson has been the difference. He doesn't pick up the first down. They do say he stepped out of bounds 1 yard shy. So that'll set up. He says it's first down on the yard marker, but it's not a first down, I don't think. Thorson's going to take it from the Wildcat. He's met at the line of scrimmage. Shelley saying, "No way, Jose." Looks like one of the Shelley players' hat come off. It was a 4th down, and they didn't make it. Oh, that is huge. Huge for the Indians when they're down at the goal line, and the Russets able to stop that run in what has worked. That Wildcat to Thorson has worked both times they've run it tonight. And so it'll be a turnover on downs. Let's see where they spot that ball. Looks like it's right about the 5. The 4? 5? Okay. Can't tell where the nose of that ball is. Yeah, got a cord hanging in front of us. Scorekeeper and I are having a conversation where the ball is. Looks like the 5-yard line. I think she's right. Shelley's going to throw the ball over the middle. Klinger's going to make that catch. He'll pick up a gain of probably 3. See where they spot forward motion. I think they'll give him 3 on that play. Preston executed that well as they caved in on everything very quickly. Wow, well, I called the wrong mark. It wasn't 3, it was 7, really, they give him on that. Second down. Second and 7.5 gain, so it'll be second and 2.5 left for the first down. Shelley getting what they needed. And Williams now looking to throw. The ball blocked from the line of scrimmage by, guess who that was? Who hit that ball? It's
Charles
Iverson. Iverson again making his presence known. Having a good night, both sides of the ball. You love to see that out of our high school athletes. He knocks that ball up in the air. Of course, the Preston Indians trying to come underneath it in a center field catch. It falls incomplete, so that'll give a 3rd and a long 2 out to the Shelley Russets. And they're trying to eat up the clock. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left till half. Shelley wanting to get a first down and just keep it out of the hands of the Preston Indians. They're going to hand it off. I'm trying to see who that is. I think it's Kidman they handed it off to. He tried to hit his hole, and the Preston Indians block the hole, but not after he gets the first down. That's a big deal, because with 1:49 left, they'll set the change and then start the clock again. And Matt, with 1:49, you can just hand the ball off, and who cares if you get the first down or not. You eat the clock up, and you go into halftime 21-7 with a, I'm not going to say comfortable, but a very good lead for the momentum on this team.
Yeah, you definitely take it into halftime.
All right, they're going to line up. Back, Williams takes the ball, almost hit in the backfield as he throws deep. I think he had to rush that as he had the pocket collapsing on him. The defensive, nope, that was the linebacker coming in from the wide position, literally as he was throwing within inches of hitting him. So he took a hit after he threw. The ball just goes a little bit over the head of his receiver, so that'll set up second down. The unfortunate thing for the Russets is it stops the clock.
Right, and that pass for me, it feels a little risky. It just, and what you're essentially trying to do is, go into halftime up by two scores, and by that point, if you throw an interception and they get the ball with enough time to move 40, 30 yards.
All right, timeout on the field. We're going to continue to recognize our Shelley commercial sponsors. Back to Dr. Hansen at River Valley Dental. He's welcoming Dr. Tanner Hyam back into his hometown. He's in the practice now, and they're eager to serve you. The highly trained team at River Valley Dental works together to provide you courteous and professional dental care in the most comfortable environment possible. They offer personalized treatments that will help you make an informed decision about your oral health. Dr. Hansen and Dr. Hyam at River Valley Dental are proud to support Shelley in the playoffs this year. Also, Adrenaline Performance. Since 2008, Adrenaline Performance in Shelley has been the place to go for all your automotive needs. They offer a full-service mechanic shop with the best customer service you can find. Everyone at Adrenaline Performance wishes the Russets good luck in tonight's game. Got that off barely as the Russets going to line up under center. Williams going to drop back. He throws a pass out to Kidman. Kidman makes the catch. Comes down this sideline that he loves so much. What a game he's having as Kidman brings it down to the 40-yard line. They're gonna put it at the 39. It is the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Shelley, and they'll set that ball and then wind the clock. 1:14 to go. Trying to wait for the chains to get set, as that was a jog for the chain crew. That's the hardest part of a first down, isn't it, Matt? You're an official. Once you get down there, make the call, spot the ball, then want to know where the heck the chain crew is.
Yeah, and here in high school, it's all volunteer. A couple of dads, maybe some grandpas from the community, and you can't expect too much from them.
Well, you can, and they do a good job. All right, Williams back to pass. He fumbles the ball, and as he dropped the pass, the pocket collapsed as the Indians pressure as Cord Evanson gets in there, causes Williams to take a step, and I think he was taking a step to avoid the tackle, dropped the ball in a very wise move by Williams. He just drops on it, doesn't try to pick it up and do anything. He just makes sure that they maintain possession of the ball because the clock keeps going. Now 40 seconds and counting on I think it's a third down, isn't it? It is a second down. They're going to bring it around this right side. Kidman trying to hit that corner, and I don't know how you defend that. That kid is just like hitting a Mack truck. He hits that sweep and comes around this corner and turns on the afterburners, and you see the Preston Indians 3 and 4 kids hitting him before he comes down or goes out of bounds. And I think thus far, that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, it makes me think that, head coach is just saying, we'll just run it right here and we'll just take it into halftime. But Kidman's saying, no, I want another one.
Kidman not having any of that. I got 2 touchdowns. I need another one. They're going to run that same play. They're going to send Kidman. He hits the line, and Preston reads it really well for the Indians. Just trying to see who the tacklers were. It was well read. That's Cord Evanson and Rhett Larson. Larson having some good play here. He maintained that line, and I think we're going to have another timeout. Timeout Indians with 12 seconds left. Matt, help me understand that timeout.
I guess they got a 4th down here, and so they're hoping that they can set something up here for the...
Well, understanding it is a 4th down, who cares? If I'm Shelley, I'm going to take the snap, I'm going to drop back, probably hand it off and just run it.
Run it around for 12 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Give them the ball back with a second left, maybe. I don't know. But I think you can eat 12 seconds on a running play. Maybe I'm wrong. Give it to Kidman. He's proven that he can eat up 12 seconds.
Well, and here's something I've never seen in high school. I wonder if it's just frowned upon because it's maybe unsportsmanlike. But if you just snap the ball, pretending you're going to punt, and you just drop back and kind of just run around because 4th down.
Well, that's always dangerous as you run around that someone can break through your line and hit you, cause a fumble, and run it back.
And that's fair. That's fair.
I think if I'm Shelley on this with 12 seconds left, I'm going to take a knee. Let clock run out.
Well, it's 4th down. This 4th down is a clock stopper.
That's right. You're right. They can't do that. So they're going to send the punting team in. They're going to kick it. Preston trying to figure out how to take 12 seconds to their advantage. Nice kick by the Russets. Preston wisely calls for a fair catch as Thorsen waves his arm twice to make sure everybody saw that. Nobody hits him. And that'll give him the ball at about the 19-yard mark. Trying to see where they're spotting it. But 7.5 seconds now after the punt. And they do set it up about the 18. Looks like the 18-yard mark. And the Indians, really, the only play you can have here is just a running play and run the seconds off, or drop back and throw a long bomb. But you got to make sure you got a receiver that can take it, because I don't think I've seen a high school quarterback that can throw 80 yards. Have you?
I haven't. Yeah,
seen a couple of professionals that can go 50, 60, but not at the high school ranks. Knapp going to take it from the shotgun. He's going to pass. He's looking. He's got a receiver. It's going to be almost picked off by the Shelley Russets. What a great move by Brock DeRoach. Brock DeRoach, the feel-good story of the Shelley Russets. He spent most of last season in intensive care down in Salt Lake at the University Hospital. I believe he took a hit to the stomach last year. And really, a bad case. They had multiple operations. I followed that story on Facebook from his family, and just one of those where you just were hoping and praying that young man was able to pull it out, because you didn't know for a while. He spent months. I think he was home by Christmas. Supposed to spend a couple of months down there. The Shelley community doing a great job of supporting his family, recognizing him and his family as they came back and home for Christmas. Just the feel-good story of the year as you watch him come out, and on that play, almost get an interception. It probably should have. The Preston Indians recognizing that he had position, so he actually tackled DeRoach before DeRoach could able to bring that in. But Brock being able to play the game that he knows and loves and have fun with it here in his senior year. The Indians drop back. They're going to throw one last pass. They go for all the bananas. It's a center field catch. It's caught. And a flag flying. They're not going to be able to end on a penalty, I don't think. But that is Knapp's favorite receiver, Tyler Lindhart. He was dancing over there trying to figure out how to make something out of a field of Russets. The flags fly, but both teams running off. So, Matt, you're an official. Help me know what the call is.
Yeah, it's offsetting or whatever it was. I wonder if it was maybe because they tried lateraling it there.
Oh, a lateral pass to keep it going.
I wonder if it was forwards and something else, maybe a block in the back or something on the defense.
Well, whatever it was, the officials pick up the flags and say it doesn't matter. Time has run out. And so with the first half of play completed here at Shelley High School, the score, Shelley Russets 21, the Preston Indians 7. We're going to fade away to our halftime sponsors as we talk a little bit about the first half, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and we'll be back after these commercial sponsors.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
You've heard it before. There is no I in team, but there is an I in dairy. Dairy foods are a great source of protein, which is vital for helping rebuild and repair muscles after exercise. So your body can be at the top of its game at your next competition. So grab some milk, cheese, or yogurt after you work out, train, or play. Yes, it's true. There is no I in team, but there is an I in win. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Perform, refuel, recover, repeat. It's the recipe for success in any kind of sport, and dairy can be a key ingredient in every one of those steps. Dairy foods supply your body with high-quality protein to rebuild and repair muscle, carbohydrates to help you refuel, and fluid and electrolytes to help you rehydrate. So your personal recipe for greatness can be perform, win, repeat. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Welcome back to Shelley High School, where we have the Shelley Russets and the Preston Indians in a very competitive state playoff game. The Preston Indians coming into the start of the game, take the ball, first possession of the game, march all the way down the field and score, and take the possession of the score, or the lead, excuse me, on a 7-0 play. The Shelley Russets kind of stunned by that and went 3 and out, actually negative yardage. They lost 12 yards on their first series of downs, and it kind of looked like maybe Preston was going to be in control of this game because Shelley, first couple of series did not look sharp. Preston was gaining yardage but not able to take it into the end zone again, although they were moving the ball. Just a couple of errors, some penalties, and a turnover. Well, I guess the turnover was later, but not able to get it into the end zone. And then Shelley all of a sudden woke up. They found Kidman back into their game, and Kidman helping them pound the ball down the field. He gets a touchdown, and did Kidman get the first touchdown? I forgot to write that down.
I think he did.
And then,
I'm not mistaken, but
I think the second touchdown went to the running back, Klinger, as he took it from the 3-yard line and took it in. And then a fumble on the play for the Preston Indians resulted in a Shelley recovery. Shelley picks it up, runs it back to the 8-yard line, and then Kidman gets his second touchdown of the night as he takes that on that left hand of the field that he loves so much and takes it in for his second touchdown of the night. Matt, what are your thoughts coming into this game?
yeah, it's been really quick, I guess. I mentioned that to you right after we got off the air. It feels quick. We've done a lot of games here in the last little while, and it's moving, and I think that's obviously evident of both sides having these strong running backs just pushing it and keeping it in balance. The clock keeps running.
Clock keeps running, and that's good time management by the Shelley Russets. Coach Wells being able to understand and maintain that clock is an important part of winning games, and of course, Coach Wells, also the activities director, the AD here at Shelley High School, kind of wearing two hats, which is tough to do. How do you discipline yourself if you're not behaving? But Josh doing a great job. I know Josh. I've interacted with him, been on a number of games. Does a great job here at Shelley High School. We're grateful for their accommodations. Cooler temperatures prevailing. We're seeing the beanie hats come out, keeping some ears warm, some hoods coming up. Josh and I here fortunately have our ears protected by our headsets. So a great night of high school football as the Shelley Russets have taken the halftime lead 21-7 over the Preston Indians. Preston, Matt, what has Preston got to do to get back into this game?
Well, it all starts with this halftime declaration, as you like, Tim.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, for me, I think it's going to be defensive stops. It's going to be stopping what's working for Shelley. It's those corners to Kidman. It's those just 10 yards and out passes that are just sticking for Shelley. It's probably going a little bit more aggressive on defense, maybe bringing the rush. I'd send a couple backers each time, but also playing tight on the cornerbacks. I think
that's a wise call. I haven't seen them blitzing a lot, and I think that one play we saw going in just before halftime, where you saw Williams drop back and he dropped the ball because the Indians were able to get into the backfield as Cord Evanson gets in there and disrupts activity, and I think they got to see more of that. So usually you're only going to get that when you're blitzing, and your linemen just don't know who to pick up. Folks, this is an IdahoSports.com game stream production of the 2021 Idaho State Football Tournament. Tournament coverage provided by the Idaho Division of Public Health, your local Toyota dealer, Valley-Wide Co-op and Country Stores, and Project Filter. Stop smoking, start living. So, Matt, we've got one half to go. I think your analysis of what Preston has to do is accurate. If you're Shelley, what's your game plan now?
I think it's maintain composure and stay on top. That's what I would say. If I was in there for Coach Wells, I'd make sure that my boys are keeping their heads tight and not letting emotion come into this. I know that generally Preston and Shelley are, I don't know if they're quite rivals, but obviously there's going to be some fire. It's playoffs.
Tonight they're rivals. It's playoffs. That's a good point. I think that coach's declaration really, and Matt, thank you. That's a term you coined for me earlier in the season. The coach declaring what they have to change, and I like that because too often you think of the halftime speech by the coach as maybe a little bit of a negative element of change it or I'm going to put you on the bench, and I don't think that's the commonplace for most coaches in today's a negative motivation not a good factor. And so the coach is going in and declaring, folks, we got to change this. We got to change this on the defense. We got to change this on the offense. And if we do it, especially if you're the Shelley Russets right now, you're going to pull off the win. If you're the Preston Indians, you got to come into this and say, okay, this is what we've got to change on our defense to stop the run, to stop Kidman, and frankly, I think you're probably going to see a safety blitz on this side of the field, making sure that they try and shut him down and not give him that outside. And if your defensive end is able to get in there and contain the play, and a safety blitz coming in, you could actually catch Kidman in the backfield. So Preston wanting to do that. And then they've got to wake up their offense. They've moved the ball well, but this last drive where they were able to bring the ball all the way down to within scoring, they're in the red zone, and then turned it over on a 4th and 1, just shy of the goal line, and Shelley was able to take it over and actually brought it out to midfield before halftime. You can't do that. You can't get the ball within 5 yards of the end zone and come away with nothing. At least come away with a field goal.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting coming into the second half. You'll see what the feeling is on the field.
Well, here's what the feeling has to be. If you're Shelley, you've got a lead. You're excited. This could advance you into the next bracket of the playoffs. If you're Preston, this is when you look at it and say, hey guys, let's see how many seniors we've got. I'm counting 3, 6, 8, 9. 12. We've got almost 18 seniors on this Preston squad. I'm not sure how many are getting playing time, but if you don't pull off the win tonight, you guys are hanging up the pads. Do you want this to be your legacy of the last game of your career? Because, Matt, I know it's been quicker for you than it has for me. I was fortunate that I ended my high school career going out on a win. I don't know if you remember what yours was.
Oh, I'm trying to recall what mine was. I don't know if I can remember.
Well, you just blew my point. I was going to say, you always remember that last game that you're able to play in. Maybe you lost, and that's what you're trying to forget.
Well, I should clarify. I didn't play my junior and senior season, so it's been a while.
Okay. Not quite as long as it's been for me, though. So just a couple of years difference.
Only like 6 years, right, Tim?
Exactly what I was thinking. Interesting, you got the Preston Indians kicker. He's out here practicing his kicks from the 20-yard line. So maybe their coach, not much different than me, saying, hey, we're not going to get in that territory again and come away without some points. Because it does sound different when you say 21-7 as 21-10. You're both in double digits when it's 21-10. And, 2 touchdowns put you ahead, not even. So Preston Indians, I think, probably discussed that as their kicker was out here practicing, and he got a couple of good kicks. Looks like that's Tate Gilbert that was practicing, if I'm correct. Trying to see his number. He had a good leg. That was not Gilbert. Let's see who that was. Caden Johnson doing some kicks there, too. Very interesting. See, I didn't see who their kicker was. Did you, Matt?
I did not. I
know Vega was kicking for the Russets. Vega we've seen a couple of times. Unfortunately, the Preston roster, we got at the last minute, doesn't have positions on, so we can't look and see if they have a listed kicker. But in high school, that's not always means much. We've had rosters, we have 2 kickers, and then neither one of them kick in the entire game. You have somebody else kicking. So it's going to happen. Depends on what you start the season with and what the season develops with your athletes. Sometimes those athletes demonstrate their ways in many, many different positions.
Well, and I've even seen, with soccer state just ending, they could definitely bring in one of those guys to
I think they have to have played more than one game. I can't remember what the official rule is, but I think they can't just pull somebody and say, come on in and kick.
Right.
But you certainly would want to take your best kicker off that soccer team and bring him in. So the Preston Indians will be kicking off the ball to the Shelley Russets to start the second half. The kick underway. It's going to be a low kick. It'll be a fieldable. And Klinger is going to pick up the ball. He gets a seam. He's coming out. He's going to be to midfield. He's hit at midfield. He'll be brought down. But on the Indian side of the ball, Klinger, he's got some ability. And the fans down below us, must be his family, because somebody's holding up a great big picture. That's got to be Klinger. So, Mom and Dad Klinger, great representation of your son. He's doing a great job tonight. It's fun to be here in Southeast Idaho, Shelley High School, to be specific, and watch the enthusiasm as this crowd tries to support their hometown team. Shelley with the ball. Williams goes under center. He's going to hand it off to Klinger. Klinger up the middle. He's going to pick up the hole and the first down. He'll pick up 10, almost 14 yards on that carry. Preston, that's not what you wanted to see out of the Preston Indians coming out of the halftime, Matt.
Yeah, you've got to set up something to stop them. You got to put up a wall. You got to put up a trap just to pull them short of any yards.
Exactly. Just about 15 seconds, less than a minute underway here at Shelley High School. Tim Belknap, Matt Kelly on the call for you at IdahoSports.com, trying to bring you this playoff action for the Shelley Russets and the Preston Indians. Shelley, a little bit of mismanagement as they didn't have enough players on the line. Now bring one in off the bench. Take the snap. They're going to hand it off again to Klinger. Klinger's not going to get much out of that one. A couple of yards as the Indians smarting a little bit from field position, and they're going to stop that play with a gain of probably 2. Colton Francis on the tackle for the Indians, and now they say a gain of 1. So maybe that feels a little better.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of just coming out of halftime, Shelley wanting to just sprint just to try and catch them off guard, and obviously they did. But I think Preston's found a little bit of footing here.
Well, for the Indians fans, we hope so. They're going to now stop that play. Is it going to be delay a game? Nope, an illegal motion. I didn't catch that motion. Did you?
Yeah, I think I just saw someone just go a little bit too early on that. I think I saw a lineman, but
that's always painful. Those linemen work very, very hard. They play game in, game out, practice in, practice out. Very little recognition, and those running backs don't get anywhere without that lineman blasting a hole for them. So they're going to move back 5 yards. The Russets, Williams takes the ball. He's going to throw around the right side of the field. The ball is going to go incomplete. He threw that towards the ground, kind of very similar to a play in the first quarter that the officials ruled a catch. But on that one, they said he trapped it against the ground, and an incomplete pass. And I believe we're going to have a long third here, 3rd and 14 for the Russets. So there's the Preston Indians stop, albeit by penalty. They'll take it.
Exactly.
All right, the Russets come to the field. Williams going to set up in the shotgun, back to the right. As Kidman goes downfield. They're going to throw it, and it connects on a not enough for the first down, but they do make a connection. Trying to see who that player is. That's Caden Johnson with the reception. A good play. He's going to pick up probably 11 yards, but not enough for the first down. It's going to set up 4th and 4 for the Russets, and the ball at the 28-yard line as they try to figure out. And I don't see a kicking team, so they're obviously going to go for it. I guess, where do you kick it? This deep in the other team's field. And so Williams takes the snap. He rolls from the shotgun. He's got a receiver downfield. Receiver is able to pull it in What a reception as the Indians were playing man-to-man right up on him. And that's, of course, who would it be? Kidman. White for him to get up. What a play as he was turned facing his quarterback, jumped leaning back, made the reception. That's an athlete. Kidman doing an addition for the IdahoSports.com player of the game tonight.
Yeah, if you're Preston, there's not much you can do about that. You know, like we've said, we want him to be playing tight man on him, but when he just outperforms that way.
That man was there. The problem is you got to interfere with him to do anything to disrupt that pass. Williams takes the pass. He's going to go up the middle, and what we saw all the time last week, and he will pick up probably a gain of 5 on that play. I've been waiting for that all game. We haven't seen it. Williams did that time and time and time again the second half last week to bring him back into the game. Haven't seen it once because every time he did it, you'll remember me last week saying, that's good for 5. Williams up the middle, good for 5. Guess what? Williams up the middle just picked up 5. So that tough quarterback that Shelley Russett's bringing into this game, picking up the 5 yards as they continue to push the ball down for another score, they hope. Williams, man in motion coming across in front of him. The shotgun, they're going to hand it off to Klinger. Klinger's going to take it up the middle. He's powering through, keeps pushing, his linemen push him. I'm waiting for the call. They're going to say he was down just before the goal line. It'll be 1 yard short. They'll mark that at the 1 yard. Mark, first and goal, and 4 sets of downs to be able to punch it in for another score. And really a painful drive if you're a Preston Indian as this will go up on a 3-touchdown lead if they're able to knock it in. In playoffs, second half of game, you can't go down 3 touchdowns. Even if they're able to get their offense going, that's tough to catch up to. They're going to hand it off up the middle. The team pushing now, trying to get him across the goal line is Klinger trying to pick up his touchdown. Does not get it. I don't see any gain, really. They're still at the 1. So, like I said, 4 sets of downs to try and get the touchdown. So we get another shot as the huddle breaks. Man, if I'm Shelley, I'm put Williams under center and just go quarterback keeper. They give it to Klinger. Klinger trying to break across that line. I think he might have got it on that one. I'm waiting for the call, and now they give it a touchdown for the Shelley Russets as Klinger just using that athleticism. He just powers through. We thought he was done. His teammates hit him in the back and push that line over. Hey, that's great. That touchdown, they let off the fireworks. I didn't even flinch. I know what's coming now. Klinger picking up the touchdown for the Shelley Russets as they move ahead 27-7. The PAT as they line up. Preston trying to get across and block that kick and jump the gun. It'd be an encroachment penalty against Preston. That's not going to help their cause any. Matt, what is the call on a PAT? What do they do? Half the distance to the goal?
I think you're right. It's half the distance, and
well, at that point in time, you bring in the offense. Go for 2.
I think so. I think that that takes it shy of a yard or.
Well, so that's the same play they just ran to get a touchdown. Why not?
Exactly.
27-7. They got a 20-point lead. If they get a 2-point lead, it's 22 points. That's more than 3 touchdowns to catch up. That's tough, and they're going to do that. 2 points. Hand the ball to Kidman. Kidman across the line. He'll get the PAT. 2 points for the Shelley Russets, and they now with a 22-point lead, 29-7. Shelley Russets over the Preston Indians with 7 minutes and 46 seconds left in the third quarter. The Shelley Russets taking a commanding lead of this game and of their playoff hopes as they continue in the brackets. Matt, if I'm a Preston Indian, I'm dejected, trying to figure out what to do here.
Yeah, I wouldn't start hanging the head right now. This is the first drive of the second half. You haven't even been out there yet, and so you can't judge it all just on that one drive. Obviously, the defense needs to figure out something that's going on. But offense, get fired up. You got to go right now.
Yeah. There's no choice. You got to score on every possession that you can if you're the Indians. So hopefully they'll be able to wake up that offense and be able to do so. The Russets approach the ball. They're going to kick that off. Good kick by the Russets. Preston's going to field that. They bobble the catch. And in an effort to make sure that he doesn't give it up, the Preston Indian, Ashton Madsen, wasn't able to bring that in. It kicks forward for about 3-4 yards in front of him, and he wisely just jumps on that and says, I'd rather give my quarterback a shot than try to pick it up. And as always happens when you're in motion, those players will kick the ball. When they try to pick it up, that foot gets there before their hands, and they kick it in the hands of the Shelley Russets down here. That's dangerous. So Knapp going to line up out of the shotgun and back his favorite. Well, I don't know favorite anymore. He's Iverson to his side. He's going to throw over to his buddy, number 82, Tyler Lindhart. Doesn't make the catch. Not quite sure why, but the Shelley Russets right there in his back, and I think that probably disrupted his concentration a little bit, not able to bring it in. So Knapp now trying to figure out how to get Iverson into his play calling, and Iverson now goes in motion. They'll go to the naked backfield. He's going to look for Iverson to make the catch, and the Russets read that. Iverson didn't make the catch, but number 6 for the Russets, Tegan Allman, was able to make the play on Chevy Nelson. Chevy made the catch, but caught in the backfield by Tegan Allman. Allman is going to get credited with a sack, as that's going to be a loss of 4 on the play. Well executed by Allman. He knew what was coming, even though Nelson had 2 blockers in front of him. And Allman able to penetrate through those blockers and get in and make the sack. The Indians now trying to figure out, they've got a big third down, 3rd and 14 yards, deep in their own side of the field. They're going right to left, as you see it on the screen. They're going to take the snap. Knapp's going to go with a pass over the middle. He connects it. Enough for the first down. What a great catch by the Preston Indians. Again, Chevy Nelson on that catch, and he has had some really pivotal catches in this game. Another one right there as they picked up the first down, moved the ball down to the 30-yard line, and a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for the Preston Indians. Indians now going to line up with Knapp in the shotgun, 2 backs to either side. Takes the snap. He's going to pitch out to Thorson. Thorson trying to figure out how to get out of his own backfield, and he will not. That'll be a loss on the play as the Russets able to get in there and bring him down for a loss. Not what they were trying to have happen, but a great play by Riley Spurl for the Shelley Russets as he permeates that backfield. And another loss of about, I'm going to say 5 on that, Matt. So now Preston struggling to keep their offense flowing. They've had a great play. They got the 1st and 10 after a 15-yard pickup. But that play not what they wanted. That's the 2nd negative play they've had. So they got to make them quick plays, I think, as Iverson goes in motion. They look to make that pass to the sideline again. Chevy Nelson up. The pass goes through his fingers, bounces off his helmet, and falls incomplete. So now we'll have a 3rd and 15. That's a pass. Gosh, when I saw who went in the air, saw it was Nelson, I thought, well, that's complete. He'll pick up the first down. The uncharacteristic of Nelson not to get that. I think he was probably trying to make the catch and look down and make sure he was still in bounds because he was on that sideline. Tough to do, even in the professionals, to be able to concentrate on 2 things at once. All right, the Indians going to take the snap. Knapp's going to take it and roll around the right side. It looks like he's looking for a receiver. Almost picked off by the Russets. I didn't see a receiver close enough. I think Thorson, his closest receiver, and not close enough. Tommy Bradshaw almost making a pick on that. Doesn't make the pick, but he makes the incomplete pass happen, and that'll bring up 4th and 15 for the Indians. They'll have no choice but to punt that ball away. And frankly, they got to have a great punt not to give the Shelley Russets good field position again. So they'll call for the snap. It's Knapp to punt. He gets the punt away. Not a fabulous punt, but not a horrible one. It's going to get a Preston Indian bounce, and the Russets will just let that happen, and it'll roll down about the 28-yard line as the Indians will mark it down.
I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, or our boosters this evening. For over 20 years, Preston Auto Parts has been serving the folks in Preston and the surrounding area with the best auto parts and customer service around. Preston Auto Parts is an independent CarQuest dealer and proudly supports Preston athletics. Preston Auto Parts wants to wish the boys good luck in the state playoff today. UNI Furniture. You would like to wish the boys good luck in the tournament. The U is for Utah and the I is for Idaho, and we offer complete home furnishings, appliances, and floor products that are up to date, and we commit to giving you the best buy at UNI. Go Indians!
All right, the Russet's going to take over the ball. They hand it off to Klinger. Klinger takes it up the middle. He'll pick up a gain of 4. The Indians really 4 and 5 tacklers in on that, and he's still able to pick up 4 yards on the carry. Klinger now, he was stopped really fairly consistently in the first quarter. The second quarter starting to have some movement, and now this third quarter, he's moving that ball well. He's going to come out of the backfield. No, sorry, that's not Klinger. Thought it was. Klinger's going to be in the backfield. He's blocking as Williams looking. He's going to keep the ball and try to run. Coming up, gets just past, probably a gain of 2 on the play, as the Indians, Cord Evanson's probably the main tackler in a group of 3, bringing him down. Assisted by Rhett Larson. Larson having a great game tonight from the defensive position. Williams, he was looking for a receiver. He had 2 receivers down here. One of them was wide open. I think that was off camera. But if he'd have been able to see him and not scrambling for his life, it would have been a big play. All right, out of the shotgun, Williams again takes the ball. He's going to take it up the middle, and he's not only going to pick up 5, he's breaking. He could go farther, and now brought down by Thorson, but Williams, a big gain as he brings the ball down to the 37-yard line, a 1st and 10 for the Russets, and almost a dagger move at this point for the Shelley Russets as they get a huge gain. I didn't count the yardage, but that's got to be close to a 35-yard pickup, Matt.
Yeah, you talk about Williams being a bruiser when he runs, and that's not a quarterback that runs right there. That's, if that was college, you would have been cringing that your quarterback's not sliding or going down easy.
Well, Thorson picked him up and threw him down. He took a hard hit. He bounced right up and was excited. They're going to hand it off up the middle. That's Klinger again, and the line just continuing to push forward as Klinger following that huge line for him, who continues to just do their job. Our shout out to the Shelley offensive line, because they have done that, and Klinger, Williams, and a number of other kidmen have followed that line, and they just push forward and move that, even though the Indians doing a great job of trying to collapse the hole. They pick up on that play 6-7 yards, and Williams again going to take the ball, but it's read well. Going to be brought down with little gain. Cord Evanson making the stop, and I'm trying to see the spot. I guess they're going to give him 1 yard. Still sets up a third and a long 3 maybe for the Russets, who probably are now just playing on pure excitement. They're seeing their opportunity to continue their season. The Indians trying to figure out a way to stop that enthusiasm as they're going to hand it off to Klinger. Klinger's going to hit the hole. He's going to cut to the outside. He'll pick up the 1st down and then some. He'll probably pick up an extra 3 to 4 yards after the 1st down marker. Chevy Nelson's able to bring him down, but that'll set the ball. Trying to see, it looks like it's at the 23-yard line, and that'll be 1st and 10 for the Russets as they are marching the ball down now, just 3 yards outside of the red zone, really. So does that make it the orange zone? No. The Russets now come up the line. Williams takes the ball from the shotgun, rolls out to the right side. He's going to collapse his pocket. He kind of throws that ball wobbly. It's going to go out of bounds. A flag flies, but I'm not sure if that's going to be intentional grounding, because the Preston Indians took Williams down. Evanson just threw him down hard, so it could be either one of those calls, I think, at this point in time. Looking for the official. It's going to be roughing the passer. Loss of... No, was that... They called that against Shelley, so it was intentional grounding.
Okay.
A loss of down for the Russets, and the mark off of the yardage, so that's going to put the ball back at about the 37-yard line. Second down and a long ways. They're going to need Williams to break open another one of those big runs. Or Kidman. We haven't heard from Kidman in a little while. That end. We've got the Russets moving the ball left to right, as you see it on your screen. And now trying to make up some big yardage on a 2nd and 20. And Williams with Klinger in the backfield. He's going to quick pass, intending on the right side. It'll fall incomplete. Trying to see who that is. I think that's number 8, Jackson Byington. He's a wide receiver, so haven't seen him much tonight as he was not able to bring it. That was a quick pass. Williams just turned and threw. Byington turned, and the pass was right there. I mean, one of those reactionary passes that it's tough for anybody to do, and he wasn't able to bring it in because there was a Preston Indian coming in on him, and he felt that. I call it the elephant steps. You can hear those a mile away. So it brings up a big, long 3rd down for the Russets. They'll continue in the shotgun. Klinger is going to be blocking as Williams goes to throw. Williams throws intending for Kidman. I think Kidman and Williams miscommunication there as he threw it on the sideline, and Kidman was about probably 3 yards. He was wide open. If he'd have had that pass where he was, it'd have been a touchdown. But as it is, it falls incomplete. The Russets faced with a 4th and 20. And I think at this point they're debating whether they kick. And I guess that's a good debate.
Yeah, that's a
big,
long
big
kick.
Well, it's not a long kick. I think if you kind of, I guess I'm thinking golf. Chip shot. Just give a little chip shot.
Yeah.
You can pin them down deep in their own end zone, but that's a tough thing to do with the ball rolling. And they decide not to. They're going to go for the 4th down. Williams, he's going to throw. He's looking for a receiver. He's got one, but it does not happen as that receiver was Kenyon Alphen. He was well defended as the Preston Indians were on him. And frankly, they should have looked him off and gone to Kidman. Kidman again standing down about the 7-yard line, wide open. If that pass had been to him, and I thought it was for a moment, he'd have just danced into the end zone without any repercussion. As it is, it's a turnover on downs. The Preston Indians now with a chance, 1:33 left in the 3rd quarter, to get their offensive weapons out and running. And they're going to hand that off up the middle. The middle is going to be a good place for them as they'll pick up a gain of 9 as Iverson takes that up the middle, brought down by the Russets, Chase Waldrum. But that's a gain of, well, they're going to say 8.5, but that's a good gain if you're an Indian. They're going to take the ball. Knapp's going to look for a quick pass. He connects to his receiver. That's his favorite receiver. That is his favorite receiver. I was verifying it. Tyler Lindhart. Lindhart picks up the 1st down, moves the chains, and he'll be brought down at the 46-yard line. More than anything, a new set of downs on Shelley's side of the field as the Preston Indians is driving left to right, trying to get in the end zone, even the score up a little bit, with time becoming an issue as we're under a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Preston's going to get the snap. Knapp looks to throw. He throws deep. He's got a receiver, and Lindhart not able to bring it in. It'll fall incomplete. Lindhart had a touchdown on that. It just gets out of his fingertips, not able to bring it in. That's heartbreaking because that had 6 all day long for the Indians, and a point that they desperately needed it with 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, when you're going that fast, just bringing it in and thinking about where your positioning is, where the other guy is, that's
a lot to think about.
Hard to compute.
I wouldn't know. I've never been that fast. Knapp's going to roll out again. He's going to connect to Thorson. Thorson gets the reception. He'll power forward, probably pick up a gain of generous, maybe 5. And I think they'll probably call a timeout at this point, and I think they do. Gives us an opportunity with a Preston timeout to recognize our power boosters for tonight's game. For the Preston Indians, that's Preston Auto Parts, West Motor Company, 21st Century Auto Sales for the Russets. Again, for the Russets, Bingham Memorial Orthopedic Institute, Idaho Ag Credit, Teton Auto Group, A&B Transmission, and adrenaline performance. Those are our power boosters for tonight's game. We're grateful to them. They help keep us here in the booth and bringing you tonight's game.
You know, they told me my assignment this week. They told me I'm a color commentator, and I haven't even been talking about the colors tonight.
All right, Knapp's going to take the ball. He's going to throw downfield. It's picked off by the Russets. Russets intercept that pass. Just pulled down, trying to see who that was. That's the Russets, number 43, Braden Fielding. Fielding getting the interception and breaking the back of the Preston Indians as they're driving for another score and trying to get back into this game. 29-7, the Russets over the Indians, and the Russets pull off the interception. They'll have the ball at the 34-yard line. Okay, Matt, you're the color guy. Tell me about the colors.
You know, the team in black, Shelley, they're doing really well tonight, and I noticed a couple of them are wearing their pinks. This is going to be the last game that they'll be able to wear it.
Yeah, it is. October's going to end. Klinger's going to get the ball. He goes up the middle, and nobody's stopping him for a little while. He'll pick up 7 yards on that carry before the Indians are able to stop that forward motion.
Might roll over into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 7 seconds. I don't think they'll get another playoff. I don't think they want to. I think they'll just take this, and we'll have, and they will wait for the quarter to end. It does end. And that'll bring us at 3 quarters of play. It's the Shelley Russets 29, the Preston Indians 7, as the Indians trying to find a way to stop that Russet machine that has just kind of dominated them. We're going to take a minute and continue to recognize our commercial sponsors. Idaho Ag Credit has financed farmers, ranchers, and those in the ag industry since 1934. Idaho Ag Credit is a leading cooperative for people involved in any aspect of agriculture. They offer easily accessible credit at low rates and local employees who understand agriculture. Whether you're buying a tractor, a farm, or need an operating loan, call Idaho Ag Credit or stop by any of their offices with locations in Blackfoot, American Falls, Twin Falls, and Rexburg to serve your ag lending needs, or visit www.idahoagcredit.com. That's IdahoAgCredit.com. Visit IdahoAgCredit.com for more information. Idaho Ag Credit is proud to support all of the student athletes playing in tonight's game. All right, as we start the fourth quarter, 1 quarter of play left to go. Shelley Russets with the ball and the lead. As they set up, Williams will take it out of the shotgun. He's going to just hand it off up the middle to Klinger. On a 2nd and 4, Klinger's going to pick up maybe a yard on that play as the big line for the Preston Indians, number 79, Corbin Winward, able to just grab him and from the knee position bring him down. That means he's a pretty tough kid.
That sounds like a wrestler move, I'm thinking.
You know what? I think you're right. Not being a wrestler, I just have to assume that you know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm not a wrestler either. I got to imagine.
It certainly did look like that, being the case. Good, strong move by Winward. The Russets now with a 3rd and a long 1, really 1.5. Williams will take the ball. I look to have him hand that off to Klinger. Klinger's not going to get it, but Williams is. He's going to keep the ball, and he's hit by 2 tacklers and still picks up the first down. As Thorson in there with Ashton Madsen making the tackle, but Williams in the air. I mean, he dove in the air. They caught him and brought him down, but he still picks up the first down as they now spot that ball about the 47-yard mark, it looks like. Just trying to, the team's in the way. You can't see what it is, but I think that's the case. Russet's 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off again to Klinger. They're going to just look to eat the clock up, and Klinger's going to break through. He'll take the ball down to the 34-yard line before he's brought down. That's Owen Judd brings him down, really, in a touchdown-saving tackle by the Indians, but a first down. Now they mark it at the 25-yard line? I think that 35. There we go. I couldn't see the yard mark. Thank goodness for this great scorekeeper here next to us. She's running the scoreboard. She's got a good set of eyes that I don't have. Thank you. All right, the Russets going to hand it off again to Klinger. See if he can get that to go forward. He's trying. They're going to call him forward motion down, but he'll still, I think, on that play get 4 yards. But the running game for the Russets really just dominating here tonight between Kidman and Klinger.
Absolutely. Just like you said, devastating. And obviously, like we mentioned, Shelley's keeping it in bounds, so that's also another point of destruction to this game.
Yeah, clock management. Josh Wells knows how to do that. Williams takes it from the under center position, hands it off to Klinger. Klinger takes it around the corner, looking for a first down. He's not going to get it, but he's probably going to pick up 4 or 5 yards, and that'll set up a 3rd and manageable for the Russets as they set it now at the 19-yard mark, and a 3rd and they're looking like 3rd and 4, long 4 though, as the Russets pounding it into the Indians' territory here, looking to take the score well out of control with 9 minutes and counting here at Shelley High School. The Russets, Williams under center. He's going to hand it off this time to Kidman. Kidman looking for the side. He comes up. He's going to fly forward for a gain of 3, but a flag flies in there, and there was an inadvertent face mask grab. And some tempers flying now. We'll get another flag. I'm not quite sure which, because the Shelley Russets pushed the young man who grabbed the face mask. It was inadvertent. He let go of it as soon as he realized it. Russets a little frustrated. They push the player. That player pushes back. You never know if it's going to be the first or second guy they get or both of them.
Yeah, I mean, with that, there's also language that they've got to be paying attention to,
I'm sure they were saying, bless you.
Hey, good play.
Yeah, awesome job. Let me push you a little.
Thanks for letting go of his face mask when you realized you did.
Well, excitement, adrenaline, all taking their toll in this play. Now the official is going to say face mask, personal foul against the Indians. And then a dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct against the Indians. Both of those going against the Indians, and that is a painful dagger. 2 penalties. They're going to eat up all the yardage between a 1st and goal, I think, as they put that ball down about the 7-yard 1st and goal for the Russets. That's a lot of yardage the Indians didn't want, nor did they need to give up. I feel bad because I don't think that was a personal foul. I think it was an inadvertent face mask. Matt, what's the rule on that?
Yeah, it can be an inadvertent, and that's a result of 5 yards on that. But and it's all situational, and I guess the refs deemed it was necessary in that case.
Well, that's where the second man got penalized because the first man got away with it. Russets 1st and goal. They're going to hand it off to Klinger. Klinger goes up that middle, trying to find a seam. He doesn't. He'll get down maybe to the 6-yard line. As the Indians, Jaden Perkins makes the tackle, assisted by a number of other Indians. I didn't get their numbers, but they'll set that about it's almost the 5-yard. It could be the 5-yard. The nose of the ball looking very close to the 5. It looks like it probably is. So 2nd and goal from the 5 for the Russets, and an opportunity for the Russets to put this game away, frankly. With a 3-touchdown lead. Now the Klinger goes, he's going to go into the end zone. Klinger will get the touchdown, looking for the signal. They're not going to give him the touchdown. They're going to say his knee was down before he went across the plane. And they're going to say he's at the 1. And that's exactly what they do. They set it up at the 1. So it's 3rd and goal at the 1 for the Shelley Russets. You heard a little bit of reaction here in the booth. A couple of folks believing that he had a touchdown. It looked like it was to me, but the officials having the eye there and called it no touchdown. Now they're going to hand it off to Klinger, and he's going to dance into the end zone. No question about it, as Shelley Russets get another touchdown. And I'm waiting for the big boom. Where is it? Come on. Gosh, they're going to surprise me because they don't. There we go. No shots fired, folks, just the fireworks of a fun evening here at Shelley High School. If you're a Shelley Russet, not so fun if you're a Preston Indian or fan, as Klinger's going to go in for the touchdown. Move the score up 35-7 with a PAT pending here for the Russets as Vega sets up to kick the PAT. They line it up. Vega gets the kick. Looks to be good. Waiting for the sign. It is good, and the score now 36-7 by the Shelley Russets, really now dominating this game. and really control. The offense for the Indians hasn't been able to connect on anything since the first drive of the game, and now literally needing to not only quickly score on every possession but have a couple of takeaways. Thus far, they haven't exhibited the ability to do that, and that's unfortunate for the Preston Indian fans here on the broadcast with us. We're going to line it up for the kickoff, looking for the lineups. Maybe we'll have a minute. We can recognize some of our commercial sponsors.
Yeah, Cox Honey Farms is a proud sponsor of Shelley Athletics and has been a mainstay in the community of Shelley for over 70 years. Cox creamed honey is second to none in flavor, purity, and quality.
All right, the kickoff goes. The Indians looking to bring it back, but they don't get a chance. Shelley Russett's kickoff team, I think that's full of a lot of maybe JV players that they pulled up, because you saw them running down and just excited. They wanted to make a tackle, get in the game. Luke Ray, the family friend there, he's down there. You can see he just wanted a tackle. He didn't get it. As it went to a touchback, they'll bring it out to the 20.
Yeah, I'll finish this up. Cox Honey wishes the Shelley Russets good luck in the playoffs.
All right, they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. And the Indians now needing to make a strike and make it fast. So I'll look into the air as Knapp drops back. He's got a receiver out in the flat. That's his favorite receiver. That falls incomplete as Lindhart not able to bring that ball in. And at this point in time, I think, that was a 5-yard pass. I'm kind of thinking that they've got to go for like 20-yard passes. And I don't know, Chevy Nelson, he's had some very dependable hands. Make a look towards him as they're going to hand it off this time. Give it to Iverson. Iverson does his job, and he's going to pick up 15, maybe 20 yards. Yeah, he's going to get 20 yards out of that carry. Great play. Iverson takes it down to the 40-yard line, and that's the game that we expected to see out of Charles Iverson coming into this game. They'll get a first down. They move the chains. They're going to hand it off again to Iverson. Iverson again going to pound forward. He's going to get another gain of 13 on the play. And Preston now going back to the offense that they started the game with. Maybe a little late, as they're going to have to go into the hurry-up offense to get this to go. They got a first down. They're going to hand it off again to Iverson as he goes off tackle. Not the same result, but he will get a gain of probably 4 out of the play, I'm guesstimating. Yeah, they're going to spot it at the 4, so it'll be second and 6 now for the Indians with 6 minutes and 40 seconds and counting to go in this game. Knapp's going to take it from the shotgun. He fakes the handoff. He goes deep. Now he's got a receiver, and it's his favorite receiver. He gets the catch and the touchdown as he goes into the end zone. Tyler Lindhart had a defender on him, reached for the ball, and literally I could not tell which of the defender or the receiver had the ball, and the receiver, the defender fell down, and Lindhart had the ball and just danced into the end zone. That's the quick offense that we've talked about that they needed to have. They get it. So a heads-up play for the Preston Indians as they now score for the first time since the opening drive of the game. And I'm sure at this point in time you go for 2, right, Matt?
Yeah, I think just put up as much points as you can at this point.
So it's interesting. Do you give it to Iverson up the middle or off tackle? As they line up under center, and there's going to be motion. Yep. Boy, just when things are going your way, you get a penalty. That is not what you want to see. It's going to mark off 5 yards, and now it'll be interesting to see if they bring in their kicker, because he was practicing and he was doing some good kicks. The Preston Indian coaching staff deciding not an option at this point, down more than 3 touchdowns still after that drive by the Preston Indians. So the Indians line up with a long PAT 2-point conversion attempt. Again, Knapp under center. He's going to roll out to the right side looking for a receiver. There's a Ressett there. He throws it as he goes down. That's Brock DeRoche, who got into the backfield. and brought Knapp down as Knapp trying to find a receiver. Brecker Knapp having all he could do. He did have a receiver, but he didn't have the ability as he was going down to get enough oomph, and the 2-point PAT will not be good, and our score will remain with Shelley 36 and Preston 13 with time running out on the Preston Indians. Look to see an onside kick here as they look to try and get the ball back, frankly.
Yeah, it's definitely onside kick timing right now, just with everything going on. You gotta at least try. You can't just give up right now.
Absolutely. Well, we'll recognize again some of our commercial sponsors. River Valley Dental. Dr. Hansen at River Valley Dental in Shelley has been serving patients for over 24 years. Dr. Hansen is happy to welcome back Russet alum Dr. Tanner Hyam to the practice, and they're eager to serve you. The highly trained team at River Valley Dental works together to provide you with courteous and professional dental care in the most comfortable environment possible. They offer personalized treatments that will help you make an informed decision about your oral health. Dr. Hansen and Dr. Hyam at River Valley Dental are proud to support Shelley in the playoffs this year. Their support's obviously gone well, as now the Indians line up with their onside kick squad. They're bunched together. The officials now blow the dead. Oh, looks like the ball fell off the stand. I was like, what's going on? I don't see a flag. Excitement building, and now their officials tell them they have to move the ball. Did the officials tell them that, Matt?
They should be able to put it wherever they want between the hashes.
Okay, so it's not the officials, it's a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt, an official here, and he's my go-to guy. Now the officials stop it as the Preston Indians call a timeout. Shelley Russetts called a timeout. I was going to say that didn't make sense that the Indians would at this point in time. We'll take just a minute to recognize another one of our commercial sponsors, Adrenaline Performance. Since 2008, Adrenaline Performance in Shelley has been the place to go for all your automotive needs. They offer a full-service mechanic shop with the best customer service you can find. Everyone at Adrenaline Performance wishes the Russetts good luck in today's game. Thank you to our commercial sponsors and our power boosters, as they have helped us be able to bring you this broadcast tonight here in beautiful Shelley, Idaho, as the Shelley Russetts so far dominating this game. The score with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left in the game. The Shelley Russetts 36 and the Preston Indians 13. Preston having just scored and now looking to have an onside kick opportunity to get the ball back and try to score again as they try to bring themselves back in this game. The official watching now as Preston picks a fourth spot to kick the ball from and line up for the onside kick. Shelley bringing all of their good hands people to the front here, and one lone back in the backfield. The kick underway. Shelley's good hands team grabs the ball and just falls on it. That, trying to see who that was. That's a receiver. You want all your receivers at the line. Canyon Alphen picks that up. He's had the ball before. He knows what to do. He just went down and said, all right, we'll play your game. 6 minutes left. We can spend 4 of those minutes on a running play. As they attempt to do so. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Shelley Russetts as they're about the 48-yard line, almost midfield for the Russetts. Great field position for them. And they're going to go Brecker Williams out of the shotgun, going to hand it off to Klinger. Klinger up the middle. Not much there, but I think he'll still get a yard as I'm watching the spot by the line judge.
Timeout.
I was going to say, I thought I heard a whistle. Oh, now we see timeout. Preston not having much of a choice in the matter, I don't think, with 6 minutes left in this game and the need for at least 3 touchdowns.
I wasn't paying attention. Is that their first of this half? And that is the scorekeeper telling us.
You know, we've called games from a lot of places, on top of the press box, down in front of the press box, to the side of the press box, in rain, in snow, in sun. Last night or yesterday afternoon, I understand you called it from a beehive. Lots of bees in the box where you were. Last night I spent 2 games at Holt Arena. Great place to say it. But tonight we have the privilege of being here in the press box at Shelley High School with the scorekeeper running the score clock right next to us. If we're wrong, we just look at her. She corrects us, keeps us honest.
The third member of our crew today.
Unofficial member of the crew. We'll just have to ask her name so that she can make sure we give her a shout out. She's not wanting to give it to. There we go. Lost the broadcast for just a moment as the Russets take the ball and punch it up the middle. Williams with the quarterback keeper. He'll pick up about probably 4 yards on that. Oh, Nadine Armstrong, our scorekeeper. We'll give her a shout out. Nadine, you've been awesome to work with tonight. We appreciated keeping us honest at all times. Although she hasn't shared her Snickers bar. I'm not sure that would be possible while we're on the air, though. So, oh, I'm glad they're taking care of you, Nadine. The Russets call that, or the Indians? Looked like the Russets.
Yeah, with the
timeout.
Audio going off. I wasn't watching.
Me neither. We were both trying to scramble as our audio left us for just a moment, and we're trying to make sure we're staying apprised of what happened. And I didn't see who called it, but go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, we would like to also remember to thank Preston Auto Parts. For over 20 years, Preston Auto Parts has been serving the folks in Preston and the surrounding area with the best auto parts and customer service around. Preston Auto Parts is an independent CarQuest dealer and proudly supports Preston Athletics. Preston Auto Parts wants to wish the boys good luck in tonight's game.
Williams took that snap under center. He faked a sweep around the side and was able to keep the ball, go up the middle. I'm looking to see if that's a first down. It's very close to the first down marker, and the officials agree with me. They're going to say it's close enough to bring the chains out. And, of course, I think that's the third or fourth time tonight that they're bringing the chains out to make sure that they're accurate. Third time. Nadine keeping us honest again. And third time tonight that they brought those chains out. It looks like it's very, very close. Yeah, by a half a nose maybe. The Shelley Russets pick up the first down. And really a fresh set of downs gives them life with just under 6 minutes to go here. It's going to be tough to be anything but a Shelley Russet win. And if you're a Preston Indian, that's a tough way to end your season. Hopefully they can stop this and be able to get the ball. And Williams is going to hand that off up the middle, trying to see who the carrier was. It was not Klinger. Luke Ray. All right, there's a family friend, Luke Ray, getting a call as he gets the carry, and he'll get 3-4 yards off of that. Good job, Luke. Mom and Dad will be proud of you, and I'm sure your brother is just jazzed. He told me to make sure to recognize you tonight, and I just did because you got a carry, and your brother Jake says, hey. All right. So we're going to have is it a third? I guess it is a third down here. Nope, second down. 2nd and 7 for the Russets as they approach the center. Williams going under center. Ray in the backfield now replacing Klinger. They're going to hand it off to Kidman. Kidman's still going to hit the seam. He's going to dance up the middle. And a great hit by the Indians, Ashton Madsen, as he just picks Kidman up mid-stride and pops him to the ground. That was a muscle move. The Indians showing that they've got some muscle players here. As you called it earlier, a wrestling move. That looked also like a takedown on the wrestling mat. The Russets able to move the ball out to, it looks like the 35-yard mark. It's going to set up a 3rd and 4 for the Russets as they're looking for the first down with just over 4 minutes to go in the game. And really, more than anything, they want the first down to just eat more time off the clock. So you know they're going to wait for the very last minute to snap this, and you can see them looking at the clock. Great ball management by the team, knowing how many seconds they have to burn off, as now they go into position. You know they're going to hand it off. Ray's going to take that ball. He's met behind the line of scrimmage. It's not going to be a first down. It's going to be a loss on the play as the Indians break through that line. Thorson, Emery Thorson breaking through there, catching Ray behind the line, and that'll set up 4th and 5 for the Russets as, we had this earlier where you say, how do you keep that clock running? And for the Russets right now, that's exactly what they want to do. Keep it running. 3 minutes and 20 seconds and counting here on the clock at Shelley High School, as Shelley Russets a commanding lead, and really now just trying to eat up as much clock as they can, trying to move it under 3 minutes, whether they get the first down or not. At this point in time, they'll go for it. There's no question, even if they turn it over. And now it's going to be a timeout, Shelley Russets.
Yeah, I saw the back judge was giving him the 10 seconds and
the count.
Yeah, he just wanted to make sure that they don't lose yards on this. So.
All right, the home field crowd now warmly welcoming the team to the side in this timeout. So with 3 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game, the Shelley Russets with a commanding 36-13 lead over the Preston Indians, and it will be the Shelley Russets advancing into the next playoff spot. Matt, I didn't check and see who they'd advance to play, but I believe it's one of the top seed teams. Oh, well, that's going from the pan to the fire. Sandpoint, the #1 team in the state, will be playing Middleton tonight. So the winner of the Sandpoint-Middleton game, is that what you're saying, Nadine? Sandpoint having some great football season. They beat Lakeland, and I called that Skyline Lakeland game last night. And now the Russets deciding they're going to check their field goal kicker. They're going to give Vega a chance. It's not going to be any good. And the Indians going to try to bring it out of the end zone as he prevented it from going out of the back of the end zone. Trying to see who that is, but the Russets read it, and he doesn't get it any farther back than probably the 8-yard. It's Thorson who was able to bring that out of the end zone. And what a great read by the Russets, not able to get the long shot, really, at the field goal. But, if you got a kicker, Vega's looked good all season. I would have given him the shot, too. And it, more than anything, kept the clock going, right? Takes them under 3 minutes. And the Indians now, I'm trying to see where they spotted. I think they spotted that about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and you talk about doing a chip shot in golf. That's as good as any. You kind of put it right there, so they have to pick it up and do something with it, whether it's take a knee or.
Yep. Well, normally you'd see him take a knee, but the Indians needing to get something going. Thorson has shown us that he has the ability to run that. You never know. You could hit a seam on that sideline, a couple of blocks here and there. Could run it back, but he doesn't get that shot as the Shelley defense reads it well. Limits him to the 8-yard line, and now a timeout will again on the field.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what's going on here. I wonder if
they moved the ball. I'm not quite sure what happened.
I wonder if they bring it out to the 20 because it was
no matter what, because it was it's a touchback. She's right. Nadine, this lady knows her football. I'm going to put the headset on her, let her finish the game for us, but I can't run the clock. Nadine's well, I think you can, but I didn't see what the official called.
Is he might be asking for more time?
I think he's trying to put time back on the clock. I'll put my binoculars on him. They're discussing it now. 2:56 back on the clock. So they're going to move it back to 6 seconds added to the clock as they're waiting to make that adjustment.
What is he signaling now? I think he's just saying 6.
Yeah. The officials trying to be patient, but not being, as Nadine tries to make the adjustment on the clock.
I know. They're just telling me to come tell you.
Everybody trying to make sure. We feel bad for our good friend now, Nadine, as she's trying to change the clock, and it won't let her. So it's got 2:56 on the board, not on the clock on the scoreboard, but on the master. So there hit the enter, and she held her tongue right, danced on one foot, and it went into the clock, and we'll be able to continue. Word. Yeah, please, right? All right, Knapp's going to take the snap out of the shotgun. He looks to throw. He connects, and he's going to be the receiver makes the catch. That is Ashton Madsen. Madsen taken out of bounds on a a good move by I think he was trying to go out of bounds to stop the clock after a gain of 6. So that'll set up 2nd and 4 with 2 minutes, 49 seconds on the clock in this game. And at this point, Preston just trying to get a score, so they make it seem a little bit more respectable. Knapp looking to throw, his receiver not there. Rolling to the right side, Shelley rushing it. He throws, intending for Iverson, and Iverson not able to make the catch. He falls down, and the flag flies in what will probably be a pass interference call or a defensive holding. Which do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I didn't have my eyes on that area, but I'd imagine that's going to be a...
What's that?
Is that a... That's not intentional grounding. That's
ineligible receiver downfield, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Against the Indians, that is not what they wanted to see happen. They were hoping for a PI, and works the opposite for them as they take the ball back now real close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's one of those hard ones where, as a lineman, you see your guys scrambling, and you're assuming he's just going to try and get some yards out of it.
Yeah, so you try to run and make a block so they can pop it downfield, especially at this point in the game. So now a 2nd and 7 as the coaching staff calls the play into Knapp. Knapp calling the play from the set position. Man in motion. Thorson comes to the bottom of the screen. He makes the throw to Thorson. Thorson makes the reception, heads for the sideline, not able to get it as Shelley brings him down short of the out-of-bounds mark. Braden Fielding having a great game. He picked up the fumble recovery, ran it almost back, and now stops the Indians from stopping the clock, as that clock will continue to continues to count, not many plays left as Knapp now throws, intending for Thorson. Thorson looks back, bounces off his helmet. He's trying to get underneath it for the baseball catch, and it doesn't. It'll fall incomplete. And now a 4th down for the Indians. I think at this point in time, kick it. You got 2 minutes and 2 seconds left on the clock. Don't give Shelley any opportunity to take that into the end zone and make this a 43-13 game, because that just is painful.
Yeah, either opportunity or reason. Just put it away, and obviously they're not.
Yeah, shows you why I'm on the broadcast and not the coaching staff, as Knapp will go into the shotgun as they attempt to pick up the 4th down. Now he comes up under center, makes a change to the play, shouts it out to his receivers as he reads that defense. He's going to make that quick pass. A good read, very close to the 1st down marker as his receiver Lindhart makes the catch and goes down. If it's a 1st down, they'll stop the clocks long enough to move the chain. That's long enough to call a play in. Now under 2 minutes to go. And Preston taking way too long to get that play in, to get them set, as they'll click off 10 minutes from the end of the play. Knapp now throws the pass. He's going to make the receiver catch it. The receiver heading for the sideline and steps out of bounds. That's Chevy Nelson, who does get it out of bounds, gets them some yards. I'm trying to see exactly where they're going to spot that. I think it's a gain of 7 on the play. And if I'm correct, that is a gain of 9 on the play. Wow, I got crooked eyes. So 1 yard to go for the 1st down, but more than anything, they got a long ways to go, more than half a field to pick up a score. Knapp going to throw. He makes the connection. They'll get the 1st down. That's probably Chevy Nelson on that sideline, as he's worked that sideline wonderfully, and it is, as Nelson's going to take it across midfield. They'll put it to 49-yard. Preston Indian 1st and 10 in the Shelley Russets side of the field. Preston now takes a quick snap. They're going to throw out complete to Lindhart. Lindhart makes the catch, but not much else as he goes down. He's trying to look for something to pick apart, and the Russets just collapse on him, bring him down. He'll get the long 4 gain on it, and the Indians now at the line. Almost a minute 6 and counting. Knapp will take the snap. He drops back, looking deep. He's going to go deep. He's got Lindhart downfield in double coverage, and it's underthrown as Lindhart has to play the position of defender against the Shelley Russet, who is looking to make an interception there. That's Shelley Russett making a good play. Braden Fielding said his name more than once tonight. He had the interception if Lindhart hadn't have brought him down and disrupted that play. So now 58 seconds to go. The clock stopped with the incomplete pass, and now the Preston Indians will take a timeout as they look to figure out a way with under a minute left in this game to try to get some respectability points on the scoreboard and having a challenge, certainly having the ability, as Knapp has shown us, that with that last pass he can throw a 35-yard pass is really what that was. So we'll see if they're able to do that. The Shelley crowd underneath us must be cold enough that they're saying this is well under control. A number of folks leaving. I don't understand that, because if it's a playoff game, your team wins, it's a celebration. And if my boy's playing, I'm going to make sure I get down on the field and do a little celebrating with him. Not dance, because nobody wants to see that.
Well, they got to go start the truck. They got to.
Yeah, that's it. They got to warm the truck up. It is cold. Temperature probably real close to probably under 50 degrees at this point in time, which, depending on where you are, may seem balmy, may seem cold. All right, the Preston Indians will come to the line on a 3rd and, I'm going to say a long 5, but more than anything looking for a touchdown. They'll probably try to get the first down. They're going to pitch it out to Thorson. Thorson with the halfback pass. He's going to make the catch, the throw, the catch made by Ashton Madsen, and Madsen just clocked by the Russets. I wish I could see who that was. I think that was number 44 for the Russets, Waldrum, who just knocked him back actually 3 yards. And he's going to feel that tomorrow morning. Probably all the ride home tonight, too, frankly.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, when it's colder, it hurts a lot more. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, they're going to pitch it out. Try that same halfback pass, but they're looking back as Thorson runs around the field. He comes to the right side looking. He's going to throw a pass. It's going to be intercepted by the Russets. That'll be the game as the Russets, number 15, C.J. Fielding. Apparently it's a fielding night here at Shelley High School. C.J. Fielding making the interception and ending any chance of the Preston Indians getting into the end zone. So with 17.9 seconds left to go, the Shelley Russets have possession of the ball, and of course they'll probably go out of the shotgun, take a long snap count after they get the ball, and then take a knee and let clock go out. The game will be over with the Shelley Russets advancing in the state playoffs. The final score will end up being 36-13, unless in the 17.9 seconds left remaining, we see something huge. And we don't, as Williams goes under center and then just takes a knee. And the clock going, and nothing the Preston Indians can do at this point in time as the Shelley Russets waiting for the clock to run out. And it does now run out. The game is over. The Shelley Russets now celebrating on the field as they get their first playoff victory of the 2021 state football playoffs here in the state of Idaho. And it's a all Shelley 3 quarters, really. The first drive of the game went to the Preston Indians. We're going to take just a minute to recognize some of our commercial sponsors and give us time to talk about the IdahoSports.com player of the game. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I have no idea.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up, so yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Athletes know how important it is to stay hydrated. But did you know there are other ways to hydrate besides just drinking water? In fact, milk is a great hydration option because it actually contains water as well as electrolytes that are lost when your body sweats. So consider taking milk along with you to your next game or competition and enjoy the taste of greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You train, you sweat, you practice, you go for the gold, you give 110%, but most of all, you aim for greatness. And milk is the performance enhancer that can help get you to your goal. Trusted by athletes and backed by science, there's a healthy helping of greatness in every refreshing glass of milk. So let nature's original sports drink help quench your thirst for greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process. It's readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Welcome back to Shelley High School as the Shelley Russets have defeated the Preston Indians by a final score of 36-13 in what started out as a Preston game as they drove down the field really at will and scored the first touchdown of the game and were able to apparently seem like they were in control as the Shelley Russets a little bit shell-shocked and went 3 and out, but it really was negative yardages. They picked up a negative 12 yards rushing on that first series of the game, and we looked to say, man, this may be a Preston ball game, and then it took almost all of the first quarter, for Shelley to kind of wake up, if you will, jump back into the game. But boy, did they! They woke up and just wrapped off a number of different drives to be able to start racking up the points. Went into halftime with the lead and came back in the second half and just continued to score some touchdowns and make sure that they were able to comfortably cruise into this win. Matt, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, exactly. They did exactly what I was thinking during halftime, just coming out here and maintaining composure. And they for the most part, they stayed off Shelley. They stayed out of foul trouble or penalty trouble in the second half, and really just kind of dominated exactly like we were saying that they would in their declaration. Yeah, well,
it does help to be playing on your home field and your home crowd, everybody cheering, mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, being able to watch. Certainly a little more difficult. Not a long trip, but probably 2.5 hours for the Preston Indians to travel here tonight. 2.5 hour bus ride. that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're a player, you get on that bus, you have to mentally start getting in, and the challenge becomes on that long of a bus ride, you kind of have a chance to play around. You're a high school student, you have some fun with your buddies in what could be the last road trip of your football career. And they didn't appear to be fazed by that at all as they came out and hit the very first drive for a touchdown. But then nothing happening for the Preston Indians. Just when they'd have some offensive success, they turned the ball over on penalties, on downs, and on turnovers, or a turnover, I guess. And not able to get into the end zone again until late in the game here with the game already decided. They were able to get one last touchdown. The 2-point PAT fell incomplete and not able to pick it off. So game solidly in the favor of the Shelley Russets, and it's time to start handing out some awards. Matt, tough thing to look at. We're going to give a gold, silver, and bronze award. Tonight, our bronze award is going to go to our new friend, Nadine Armstrong, the scorekeeper here at Shelley High School. She gets the Bronze Player of the Game award. Thanks, Nadine, for everything. It's great here working with you. Matt, you like to give out some awards. What are you going to give out tonight?
Yeah, I definitely, as always, with these end-of-season games, I like to just give out an honorary thanks to just the parents of these seniors and these other boys that have played all season. Not only just the football boys, but also the band kids, that come out and also support the cheerleaders, just everyone that's involved. But for our silver tonight, we got to give the award to Riker Klinger, number 1 running back. He was just all over the place tonight. Just running up the middle off those chutes and just kind of a wrecking ball. Him along with obviously our quarterback Williams, Brecker Williams, also taking a lot of big hits up the middle with these runs. But yeah, Riker Klinger. Silver award. Silver award to Klinger.
Klinger doing a great job of taking that up the middle, making the yardage count so you open up that ends. And you know who capitalized on those ends? The guy who took it in for at least 2 touchdowns, although Klinger got a couple of touchdowns himself. But really, the performance that kind of determined the momentum change in this game has to go to Caden Kidman. Caden, the first half of the game that really changed the momentum in this game, using that sweep around the left corner of the field to his advantage and takes it down for a score and another score. And frankly, I don't know his total yardage, but it has to be real close to 100 yards because he ate up yardage at close to 25, 30 yards at a pop with that sweep. And so it's going to have to be Caden Kidman, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. So congratulations to Caden. Great game tonight. You'll have the opportunity to continue your season. And frankly, hats off to the Preston Indians. They had a great season. It's always a good time when you can make it into the playoffs. So they played hard in a conference that anybody's game, when you only have 3 teams, making it to 3 teams in your conference, making it into the playoffs is a huge thing. So they were able to do that, and unfortunately, didn't go any farther than the first game of the playoffs. A number of seniors hanging up their pads tonight for the Preston Indians. Our congratulations to them on their senior season, a great football season. A lot of good football tonight, just not enough for the Preston Indians as they'll fall to the Shelley Russets. Matt, any last thoughts?
Yeah, stay tuned for more football coming up. Saturday we've got some games tomorrow down in the Holt Arena. We also will be streaming that on IdahoSports.com.
IdahoSports.com, really, a few games we're able to bring the video for due to other contracts we won't mention, but we'll be providing audio on all games that the state allows us to. So tonight, the audio games being called out of Holt Arena, and tomorrow, I believe, as well. We're going to wait to see what the brackets change with as we look to see potentially a Sandpoint Shelley matchup, and that would mean Shelley would travel to Sandpoint. That's a long bus ride. That's about a 10-hour bus ride. I vacationed in Sandpoint this year. Beautiful place. I'd go back in a heartbeat, but that's a long drive. I'm just saying. So, folks, this has been an IdahoSports.com game stream production of the 2021 Idaho State Football Tournament. coverage by the Idaho Division, sponsored by the Idaho Division of Public Health, your local Toyota dealer, Valley-wide co-op and country stores, and Project Filter. Stop smoking, start living. We'd also like to thank our local advertisers tonight. That includes Preston Auto Parts, U&I Furniture, Idaho Ag Credit, Cox's Honey, River Valley Dental, Adrenaline Performance, and of course our Power Boosters helping bring us this game. They include Preston Auto Parts, West Motor Company, 21st Century Auto Sales, Bingham Memorial Orthopedic Institute, Idaho Ag Credit, Teton Auto Group, A&B Transmission, and Adrenaline Performance. Thank you to those sponsors and our Power Boosters. Congratulations again to Caden Kidman. He's our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Thanks for joining us tonight as the Shelley Russets have defeated the Preston Indians by a final score of 36-13. For my broadcast partner, Matt Kelly, and everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com. My name's Tim Belknap saying thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. IdahoSports.com, your Idaho State Football Tournament coverage provider. Tons more coverage. Join us tomorrow at the Holt Arena for other playoff coverage, as well as continue